Serving 26 schools across more than 500 square miles, Pulaski County Special School District is one of the largest school districts in the state of Arkansas. Our district strives to help each student discover his or her full potential while preparing students for life and cultivating future leaders. PCSSD continues to strengthen the relationship between its public schools and the community. Our district is committed to creating a nationally recognized school district that assures that all students achieve at their maximum potential through collaborative, supportive, and continuous efforts of all stakeholders. The schools participating in this football game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. The Arkansas Activities Association, which is sponsoring this football game, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be most desirable for high school youth. The Arkansas Activities Association is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation. The Arkansas Activities Association recognizes that athletes represent more than themselves in athletic competition. They represent their team, their fellow students, their teachers, and the community. Athletes who display good sportsmanship reflect high moral standards.
All right, welcome in, football fans, to the Robinson Senator Football Network on the PCSSD Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. I am Chris Goodman, along with my commentating partner, Tyler
Chenault.
Chenault. Yeah, I almost forgot your last name. My bad, buddy. David Tooley will be our producer tonight, and on the main cam is Francis. Mark left us over for another game. It's going to be a kind of a weird, expedited pregame show here, as we're just 3 minutes 40 seconds away from kickoff. Some big games, well, first off, the biggest game tonight will probably be, at least in my opinion, the one here tonight between Robinson and the Zebras. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big one. It's a really big one for Pine Bluff. We actually talked with some of Pine Bluff's radio folks before the game. It's do or die tonight for Pine Bluff, so you're going to see the best effort that Pine Bluff can give you tonight. They're playing for their playoff lives right now. So if they don't win this one, they're going home and they're staying home for the rest of the year. So I think we're going to see a lot of fight from Pine Bluff, and then your Senators are a little banged up, and we know we've been missing Noah Freeman for a few weeks, and got word today that Quentin Murphy is going to be out for this week. From what I understand, everybody's going to be back next week for first round of playoffs, but going to be shorthanded offensively tonight at least. More so than we have been.
Yeah, I think Quentin Murphy's just out with a concussion for this game, so nothing too major to hold him off. And, like you said, Pine Bluff's one of those teams that you cannot take lightly. The season may not go as well as they wanted to, but they're definitely one of those teams that, you overlook them, start looking at playoffs or anything like that, they'll come out and beat you. A lot of talent over there, a lot of talent in Pine Bluff, period. Moving on to some of the other games tonight. In 5A, we got Valonia taking on Mills. That game currently 0-0. A lot of kickoffs been moved up tonight due to the incoming weather, so they kicked off earlier, and it is currently 0-0. I believe that game is for Mills to get the 2 seed or the 3 seed if they win or lose.
I think if they win, it's a 2, yeah, because right now Valonia's 4-2 in conference, or 4-3. Mills might have already locked up the 2 seed. I don't know for sure. I'm trying to pull up records here, but it could be at least for 2 seed. Let me see.
All right. Well, and while you look that up, and go ahead and get in. Sylvan Hills is taking on Greene County Tech, and I believe they are losing currently, or the game may be tied. Sylvan Hills eliminated, obviously, from the playoffs. And then Maumelle is taking on – who's Maumelle playing tonight? Sorry, guys.
Maumelle is at BB tonight.
At BB tonight, and Maumelle is also eliminated from the playoffs. So, a couple of games that have playoff implications and a couple of games that don't have playoff implications. So,
and, Mills is at Valonia. Mills is 6-1 in conference. Valonia's 5-2 in conference. So, it looks like whoever wins that game tonight will end up being your 2 seed because they'll both be, if Valonia wins, they'll both be 6-2 in conference. So Valonia should get the number 2 seed with the win because they'll have that head-to-head. So it's definitely interesting in Valonia tonight to see what Mills does. I mean, I expect Mills to take control in that game, but we've seen Valonia, but we've also seen them play some other teams in the Central, and they've really shown some flashes, especially whenever the passing game's going for Valonia. So it should be a good one down in Valonia, but not better than the one we got here at Robinson.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I was saying about Pine Bluff, Valonia is another team that can at any time, and Pine Bluff knows this, at any time can get hot and come out and play a perfect game and beat you. So, it's a lot of good football tonight. We're getting right here into playoffs. Senators just took the field. Pine Bluff taking the field now, getting ready for a big-time matchup here tonight.
Oh, yeah, and then, we got some other big games. We're not going to have time to touch on them, but in the 5A, we got Parkview, I believe, at Camden Fairview tonight. That's the championship game for the 5A South. So whoever wins that game will be if Pine Bluff wins tonight, they'll be the 4 seed in the Central. If Pine Bluff loses, Marlton will be the 4 seed, and one of those two teams will play the winner of that Parkview Camden, and then also the winner of that Parkview Camden game will be who's on our side of the bracket if we both make it to the semis in the state playoffs.
Man, I tell you, 5A is loaded with football, especially when it comes down to the playoffs. Anybody 4 seed can beat a 1 seed and vice versa. So it's a lot of good football, and seeding, really, really matters.
Yeah, and you love especially Week 10 whenever you can have a lot of games like this that mean something. We're watching one tonight that really means something for Pine Bluff. Mills and Valonia has one that really means something for that 2 seed. Camden and Parkview means a lot right down the road. Greenwood, Little Rock Christian means a lot. So it's great Week 10 to have a lot of games like this that are going to mess with your conference standings and your playoff brackets.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like the Senators are going to kick off first. Don't know who won the toss, but I'm sure the Senators did if they're kicking off and elected to receive. At least I'm going to assume. And we'll have the great John Tate on to kick off.
It's a big game, ready to see what Pine Bluff comes out and tries to do against your Senator defense. That's the one thing. The defense is still, as far as I know, 100% still healthy.
Yeah.
So had a great defense all year, so don't expect to see any letdown from that side of the ball, and don't expect to see any letdown from the offense.
All right, and Tate kicks it off. It's going to land about the 1-yard line. Kind of a good return over there on that far side. Ian Dietz in pursuit. Runs over a guy. Who's that? Also one. Is that Chase Nichols over there also on the tackle?
Chase Nichols pushed him out of bounds. Going to get to about the 35. It looks like they're going to spark the ball.
All right, so we'll see the Zebra offense take over first. A lot of talent down there in Pine Bluff, like I was saying earlier. Really got to be on your toes. This is almost, you can kind of compare it to the Mills game. Talent all over the field. Can't take anybody lightly. Everybody's got to play as best as they can all game. And I got a feeling this could be a lot closer game than what some people may expect, but see what this defense can do.
Yeah, they're going to be really good athletically, just like we are, just like Mills are. So I think athletic-wise, it's going to be, pretty even kill. Like you said, it's whoever plays the cleaner game.
All right, QB keeps it, kind of like one of those Quentin Murphy plays that we do there. Send a guy in jet motion, run up the middle. He's going to get about 5 yards off of it.
Yeah. I had a little GT counter there, pulled the guard and tackle for the quarterback, and that offensive line, they got some big boys up front too.
Yeah, I think the offensive line is one of their strengths, but, defense is one of our strengths, so this is really kind of a power on power. And let's see, good offense versus a good defense. See who wins the matchup.
And that quarterback, number 4, he's a good-looking sized kid, too. He's probably one that's not too fun to tackle from time to every play.
Well, no, yeah, he's got kind of a KJ Jefferson build going on here.
Nope.
This time he keeps the ball, and they're gonna give him a sack. He's gonna lose about 2 yards on the play. Who is that around the legs?
LaFonza Burrell, he got there quick and he kind of messed up. He got there at the mesh. It was a little power read, and quarterback wasn't quite sure what to do with it with LaFonza getting there so fast.
You know, LaFonza's a smaller defensive end, but he did the good thing there and got the legs. Can't go anywhere without the legs.
He came up a little limp, a little gimp on that one, but I think he landed on the foot of the quarterback and it just kind of stung the ribs for just a second. He didn't want to come out, but the coach just sent somebody in for him.
All right, we're going to big third down here, third and a little over 5. Pine Bluff's going to open up in a 5-wide set here. Trips to the near side. We're going to have a flag.
Typically a false start.
And you're right, it will be a false start. So that's going to make it third and just over 10. Big time flag there for the Zebras.
That's a big change going from 5 to 10.
Oh, yeah.
It really closes that playbook up for a play caller. Jaden Dotson's going to come in. They're going to get another D-back out there. Play a little more coverage here.
And this is definitely a team that can throw the ball, so smart move there.
Watching them pregame, there's some pretty balls and some deep balls too down the field that were looking good.
Yeah, and we don't have a Zebra roster, but I do know number 4 quarterback is very good. So sends a guy in motion here. And look, they're loading up to take a deep shot. He's got a man just outside of the hands there. Good coverage by number 4.
Jamarcus Brown's on the coverage.
Brown. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Your Senators get a big-time stop early in the football game, get the ball.
Yeah, Jamarcus in a pretty good trail position there, and then the ball was underthrown just a little bit. Those are the ones that get scary for that pass interference call when they underthrow it, but it wasn't underthrown enough, and the receiver tried to turn around, but Jamarcus was in pretty good position right there.
Yeah, and it was underthrown and a little out of bounds, so I think that really helped Jamarcus there. We're going to get a punt here from the Zebras. I believe that is Chase Nichols back to return.
Yep, that's what it looks like. Maybe a timeout. Yep, Pine Bluff, timeout.
And Pine Bluff will take a timeout. All right, so with 10:30 to go in the first quarter, we got our first timeout on special teams, and that as a coach cannot make you happy.
No, I have to use that first one, first quarter, special teams, because, in games like this that you're expecting to be close games and big games, you really want to be able to save those timeouts for when they're really needed.
Yep.
And on special teams with 10 minutes left in the first quarter, that's not whenever they're really needed.
But I guess you'd rather – well, look, they run the offense back out there?
They did.
The offense is back on the field here for this 4th and 10. Big statement right here being made by the Zebras, especially if they can get it.
And you think they either got something in their bag that they think will really work or a little quick kick, but it looks like they got something that they think's gonna work for them.
All right, Senator crowd coming alive down below us here.
Wouldn't be surprised with the quick kick.
Looks like they
they're gonna throw it.
They are going to throw it, and he's got 2 guys in the same area, and they both can't catch it, and it's going to go incomplete.
Tell you what, kind of got lucky a little bit there. I think if there's only one receiver there, I think it's caught.
Yeah, I think two receivers in the area.
They played defense on themselves.
And there you go. I mean, that's a big-time stop there for the Senator defense. They're going to get the ball in a wonderful position on the Zebra 35-yard line. We'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah, and as you see, you got Connor Grisham coming out at quarterback. We talked a little bit in our brief pregame show that Quentin Murphy's going to be out tonight, so you're going to have Connor running the show.
All right, yeah, Connor is out there. 5 wide. This is not the look I thought we'd see coming with the backup quarterback, but Grisham is a rather good backup quarterback to have.
And Grisham can throw the ball pretty well. He's got a pretty good arm that we've seen in the time he's played.
We're going to load up to throw. Got a guy over the middle, just barely missed him. Number 3, Brandon Greil was the intended receiver there, and I tell you, I had kind of a funny feeling they'd come out and try and throw a little bit, but we'll see here. Looks like Ashton Williams coming on the field now.
Looks like we might get in their typical sniffer H-back set and maybe run the ball now with Malik.
I tell you, Malik will run that thing too. And as we speak, there he is, takes the ball right up the middle. going to get met by a bunch of zebras there. They got a big defensive line as well. He's going to get about 3 yards on the carry, rather. We have 3rd and long, so, that's one of the downsides of throwing it on 1st and 10 is if you don't complete it, you really kind of set yourself up kind of back farther than you'd like to be. But
yeah, you really get behind the sticks whenever you got 2nd and 10, but Connor's probably going to get a chance to throw it again here. You got a little bit of room on that right side with Brandon.
He's going to drop back, and he's going to throw it again.
Yep.
Brandon's going to get it and make a move, and he's going to be very close to that 1st down. I think they're going to spot him just short. Going to bring up 4th and inches, and I think we go for it.
That's one where they're playing about 10 yards off of Brandon over there, and we know the type of athlete that Brandon is. And whenever you see that, just give him a little quick out right there, and a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, he's going to break that 1st tackle and get that 1st down. But now brings up about 4th and inches, 4th and 2 yards or 2 feet.
Looks like they got Brandon back there in that wildcat formation. They love this one. He's going to run it to the near side, and he's got room if he can get out there. He's going to go and get the 1st down, be pushed out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. A little extraness after the play, but I think that was just both of them slipping, nothing.
Yeah, that was him falling.
Yeah.
19 made the tackle for Pine Bluff, and he was just going to the ground, and nothing you really get too mad about or can stop right there.
Everybody kind of got tangled up. Heard some hey-heys in the crowd, but that's all right. Grisham back in at quarterback in a normal set. Malik in at running back. They're still giving room over there to Greil. Oh, you're gonna run a little read option, and you're gonna throw it out to Evans Olame, and he can't make the catch, but that's all right.
And the thing about that play is that's a backwards pass, so that's a fumble, so that you do lose about 2 or 3 yards on that play whenever you don't catch that.
Oh yes, and now we're really set up behind the sticks. Second, what was that, about 13?
Yep.
From the 22-yard line here. Got Chase Nichols down here by himself. Gonna run a play again. He's got a hole. He's got to move. Good. He sticks his leg in the dirt and gets upfield. Couldn't break a tackle, but he's going to get quite a bit of that yardage back. Bring up about third and about 5 there for Malik.
Malik gets 8 of that. He gets all 3 of that back plus 5 more. So that's a lot better than last time. So now you just got a 3rd and 5, but like you said, really good. Getting north as soon as he sees that hole by Malik and gaining those yardage back.
Grisham's going to roll out again. And they may call that a fumble, and they will. I think an offensive lineman got back there and got it back. That is a dangerous play there for Grisham trying to throw it away, and I think it slipped out of his hands, and we're going to lose all those yards again right here on 4th down. And they may send John Tate out there, and I think they will.
Here comes John Tate. That's Jacob Patton that's able to get back on the ball. So that's a tough one. A lot of times those linemen aren't looking behind them. So a fumble by the quarterback oftentimes ends up with the defense. So good by Patton being back there. But that was just one that was kind of blown up from the start trying to roll out. But they sent 2 guys off of that edge, and you can't block those guys if there's 2 coming on a rollout.
All right, John Tate on to kick the 42-yarder. It's up, plenty of distance, and it's good.
Ooh, that would have been good from 10 more yards.
That would have been good from 60. So John Tate from 42, the sophomore with the ginormous leg, kicks it through the uprights. The fireworks are going off, and your Senators lead it 3-0 with 7:46 to go in the first quarter. You got some penalties there on that drive. You moved up, moved back, moved up, moved back. But the good thing about it is if you get, 4th and however many, and you're inside the 40, that's John Tate's range.
Yeah, and we talked about it at the high school level. That's a weapon. If you can get the ball, if you got the ball inside the 30, and you're going to be able to get points.
Oh yeah,
that's huge.
And in a game like this where you expect it to be close, 3 points is a lot.
Yeah.
3 points is a lot. So, good drive there by Robinson, stalled by a couple of penalties. You had the backward pass fumble, a couple of big runs, but I think Grisham will get the nerves if he has any out the way on that one drive there, and he'll come back and be ready to run the offense.
Yeah, like you said, that 3 points is a lot because we know this Pine Bluff team is a team that only lost to the Mills by a point. So it's not, even though they lost to Valonia, lost to Marlton, it's a team that, as we've said, is definitely a good team and well coached, and it should be competitive. So 3 points is big.
And John Tate will kick it out the back of the end zone there. Man, he follows up a big field goal with an even better kickoff. And
that leg's feeling good right
oh,
now.
yeah, he's juiced up, man. And this is a good game to have him juiced up. If he can come out and make a couple of field goals for us and win the football game, that'll be great.
Yeah, him kicking it out the back right there. That's I was just talking to one of my buddies yesterday, my brother-in-law actually, and he said we were watching the Bixby-Oklahoma game. That was on ESPN last night, and they kicked it out of the back of the end zone. He said, "How many kids do you think can do that in Arkansas?" I said, we got one kid that's a sophomore that I think he can do it from time to time. He said, so that's when he's going to be special by the time he's a senior.
Oh, yeah, and you think with as good as he can kick already, he ain't got the offers just rolling in because, college kickers, that's the craziness of college football right there.
Ask Alabama. They've struggled to find a good one for years, at least a consistent one.
So, all right, Pine Bluff back on offense here. Looks like we're going to run a QB keeper.
Ball.
And he fumbles the ball, and I think we're going to recover it here. We got plenty of Senators back there. Nobody fell on it, and the Zebras picked it up.
No,
the Senators got it. Gabriel Bonner got the ball.
Happened?
The refs going everywhere. We got pandemonium here in Little Rock.
So Robinson had about 3 guys that tried to scoop the ball up rather than get on top of it. Pine Bluff gets on top of it, and then Gabe Bonner just says, "I'll take that," and gets it back. And this ref is now down. We might have an injured ref. We might go to a one less man crew tonight because he got rolled over pretty good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think, the Senators rather kept trying to fall on it. It squirted out. A Zebra picked it up, like you said. Then out of nowhere, Gabriel Bonner had the football.
I don't even know how he got out of it.
To be honest, I don't know either. But the Senators are going to take over on their own 48-yard line. We might just take a little bit of break here while we got not an injured player but an injured ref. Yeah,
so.
we may take just a little bit of a break. All right, and the ref did get up. He is okay. Ran about 20 or 30 yards, gave a little jog. Everybody cheered, and he's up doing some little 5-yard sprints.
He's
now.
like, look, it's just a little tight. Let me work it out, and I'll be good to go, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about these refs. They do, they're not, I'll call them athletes, but, they're probably not working out regularly, and it looks like he did it up coming off the field for a minute.
Oh, maybe they're going to tape him up and get him back out there.
Yeah, but all right. Grisham takes over at the 48-yard line here. Let's see. Going to drop back to pass. You got a guy over the middle, throws it deep. Brandon's there. Brandon makes the catch. There you go. So right there, Grisham has the arm to get it down there. When you got receivers like Brandon Grell and others, I mean, you just throw it up there, let them do them. He's going to get down to about the 18-yard line?
Oh, we're going to move it up to the 18. So, yeah, great catch by Grell there. I mean, Connor Grisham just laid it up for him and said, go to work.
Yeah, man, you got to love that. You got to love having good receivers out there. Brandon Grell, the Arkansas State commit, is that right?
Yes, sir.
The Arkansas State commit. So now they're going to switch back, put him in the backfield as a quarterback. He's going to take the ball to the outside here. Got a little room. Great pursuit there by the Zebras, and I don't think he got very far, maybe 2 or 3 yards out of it.
If that, he made about maybe one.
Maybe, yeah, one. It looks like 1 yard and a foot, maybe. But it's kind of when they do get in that formation, they do overload one side. You get a big team like the Zebras, it's kind of hard to get that outside edge.
Yeah, now they're out in their typical power formation with Ashton and Brandon in the backfield.
They're going to try the far side.
Oh.
Brandon tries to get up the middle and runs into a wall. And you think he got another yard. So it's going to bring up about third and 7, 3rd and 8.
You'll see Connor come back. Connor Malik come back on the field. Caden Blaylock and Brandon Grau coming off. Brandon probably needs a little bit of a breather after those 3 touches in a row.
Let's see. Nichols in motion here. Grisham still has the ball. He's got a man open. And that's Dylan Hunt with the catch in the end zone. The big man comes down with it for a touchdown. What a wonderful play call. The fireworks going off again. And good on Dylan Hunt. That may have been his 2nd or 3rd touchdown this year.
He doesn't have a lot, but he does a lot of stuff for this team.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so as I'm pretty sure you were getting to, it's great to see him get in the end zone.
Oh, yeah. Does a lot of the dirty work, rather, for those of us that know what that means in football. A lot of the blocking, a lot of the hard-nosed stuff. John Tate on to kick the extra point. And it's automatic. Up and through, and with 6:04 left to go in the first quarter, your score is going to be 10-0. Senators in the lead. Grisham with 2 great passes there on that drive. Brandon Grell with 1 great reception. Dylan Hunt with the other reception in the end zone. 10-point lead here for the Senators.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good schemed up play. They send one guy in motion, fake it to him, fake the reverse jet sweep to another guy, and sneak Dylan out, out of the backfield or from his tight end spot for a cornerstone home lending touchdown. And then, missed a couple of our relentless performance first downs there. Want to make sure that we also mention Alicia Colvin and relentless performance training. We'll get those the rest of the time. I guess we're starting an hour early, so we're not all the way warmed up yet.
Not awake yet, not ready for kickoff. That's why the pregame show, or the 5 minutes of it, was rather awful because I wasn't ready. But John Tate counting the guys, getting everybody set, going to kick it off. Let's see him put another one out the back of the end zone here.
That's a big play. Good and great ball. Connor laid it up for him. Gave him time to get there, and Dylan Hunt make a great play, turning around, falling down.
Yeah, when you don't catch a lot of balls like that, when you get turned around and start backpedaling, that's when you get real nervous. Good on Dylan Hunt to come down with that reception.
Helps when there's nobody within 20 yards of you.
Oh yeah, that also helps. And John Tate with another big kick, and they're just going to let it touch down. This one's going to land about the middle of the end zone there. John Tate's having himself a good night so far, and hopefully that bleeds into the rest of the team here. And so far it has. The offense is doing really well. The defense is playing outstanding so far. Let's see him keep it up, force another turnover here, get that ball back.
That's something. You expect to see Pine Bluff come out here and try and get something going. As we said, they're playing for their playoff lives here, so that they're no matter what happens, they're going to come back and still be ready to go. And like you said, they got some really good-looking guys there, and it takes a play or two to get back in the game.
Oh yeah, they're not out of the game by any means. One play away. Get a motion into an empty set here. Quick pass to the outs, and he's got a lot of room. Goes to make a move and gets to the outside. They may give him the 30. They're going to give him the 37-yard line over there. So
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, they got a guy in space, and then he's able to make a move and get upfield, and just like that, a relentless performance training first down, and they're Zebras are on the move.
It's another one of those plays like we threw to Brandon earlier, where the nearest D-back's 10 yards off of you. Well, look, let him throw it to him quick out there, and just let him go make a move and get north.
Yeah, I think it may be Tank over there in coverage. Evans Olami, the safety on that side, so I'm sure they'll communicate that and get that taken care of.
Got 4 over here, going to have to bump over. There we go.
They're going to motion to the far side, run a little jet play, see if we can get out there. Tank is in pursuit, and he does make the tackle. We may have a flag for holding here.
That's a great play by Tank. I mean, we didn't really get his edge set there, so the ball carrier was able to get outside, but Tank chases him down from behind, and looks like this is number 2 for Pine Bluff on the carry. Coming up a little limpy. I think he's going to be able to run it off and be all right, though. I don't know. He
may have got rolled up just a little bit. I'm sure he'll go over there and get it taken care of. I got a lot of friends from the Pine Bluff area. They said number 2 is a guy to watch out for, so hopefully he's able to get back healthy and get back in this ball game and, go full strength on full strength here.
It'd be great to make sure he can get back in. Hopefully it's something that can.
So I believe the call was holding.
Yep.
Well, they moved it. What was that?
It's from the spot, so I guess the holding occurred behind the original line of scrimmage, so they lost about 13 or so on it.
Going to set up, was that first and 25 for the Zebras here, and that is really not what you want. They go with another 5-wide set. You got a guy on the outside, and he's going to get stuck. He is going to get stuck. A big hit there. Who's that? Gabriel Bonner.
That was Gabe Bonner. That same play they ran last time with a little quick out, but Gabe wasn't bailing as hard that time, and they're lucky he didn't get there to pick it off.
Yeah. Gabe, I kind of watched. They ran that out like you said, and Gabe just stayed there, laid the big hit, and then Ashton Williams came up behind him and laid the rest of the hit. So, the helmet went flying. A huge hit there by that defense. They may have lost a little more yardage.
Man, that number 6 for Pine Bluff is big. Goodness gracious, those are
They got some
big.
size. They got some size.
And it's good-looking size, too.
Yeah. He was in there at that tight end spot. It looks like they're going to run it right behind them or try to, and the D-line is just there for the Senators. You pick your number of who you want to call there.
I think Micah Pennington got the first hands on him, and then here comes everybody else.
Yeah, Ian Dietz and Campos and others, everybody there. And that's what it takes when you got a big football team like this that you're playing against. Everybody's got to get in there at the same time because that O-line starts to push. They're going to get a push.
Brings up a big 3rd and long.
Huge 3rd and long
22
here.
or so.
Force them to punt that ball again, get it, and score again, and really start to take this ball game over, especially with that weather coming in. Motion number 9 out. He's got a guy over the middle deep, throws it up, and he's just overthrown.
And Bonner was running with him well, and you had Chase Nichols underneath. It would have had to been – there was a little window there, but it would have had to been a perfectly placed ball to put it in that window.
Oh, yeah. And that'll bring up another Zebra punt. I'm not sure what kind of punter they have. We're going to leave Chase Nichols back there to return, and if he can get some good blocks, he's one of those guys that can take it, especially when he's standing at his own 50 almost. He can do some damage here. He's going to move up to the 45 probably.
And they kind of changed up. Wonder if they see something with this Pine Bluff punt because, typically we have 2 guys back there. You have Brandon.
Yeah, and it's. I think it got blocked. Gabe Bonner can pick it up, but he falls on it rather. And I think we're going to have the ball on the 30. Zebras may be trying to take it away.
And even if they do, it's still 4th down and still be a turnover. They're fighting for it like they could keep possession, but it's still going to – okay, but it's still going to be – the ref pointed to Pine Bluff, but that was still 4th down. They didn't get the first down, so it's going to be a turnover on
and that's just the difference of, was it 4 yards?
Well, no, I'm wrong because we muffed the punt unless it was blocked. I don't know how. If we got a hand on it, that changes.
And that may be what they talk about now.
If we got a hand on it early.
And I don't know if we blocked it or if it was just a bad punt.
It looked like it came off the side of his foot, so it might have just been a bad punt, which then becomes a muffed punt.
The Zebras are running the offense out there.
Yep.
I guess they're going to give it to the Zebras here. So is that like a 10-yard punt, goes off the side of his foot, and the Zebras recover it. There's a whole bunch of craziness that went on there.
That's one, and you see the Senators coaches just yelling, just don't touch it if it's that short, because it becomes a live ball after that punt, and it's like Robinson had possession, so you don't have to get the yardage for a first down.
All right, so 1st and 10 for the Zebras. Quarterback's going to keep it up the middle. He's got a little room. He's going to run into Evans Olamy about a yard short of the first down.
That's one. They like that GT with the quarterback, the running back, it doesn't matter, but that's one where we had 2 guys there, but they both jumped outside, and the quarterback just is able to get up north. Just got to stay gap sound.
Yeah, they're going to run the same play, but give it to the running back this time. He's going to get a relentless performance training first down up to about the 43-yard line.
So, that punt's one of those things. It's a big momentum shifter, and now Pine Bluff is trying to go fast while they've got some momentum and keep chewing up yardage.
Ashton Williams a little slow to get up there. That is not one guy that we need to go out right now. Although with the Indeed's playing good, it may not make a difference. And keep it again. That is a big running back. He's going to power forward for about 5 yards, 6 yards?
Right now they're just keeping our edge defender unblocked and reading him. And, whenever that happens, you've got to attack that mesh or you've got to sit and hold your ground and make them make a decision. But right now, just kind of running upfield and running past both potential ball carriers.
So Ashton Williams comes off, and Caden Blaylock comes in at that linebacker spot. Zebras checking the sideline for the play call here. I think they're going to keep running that same play if it's working. Nope, they're going to motion the running back out to trips to the near side. And they're going to run a QB power out of it. We got players there. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down.
Julian Campos looks like he's coming from a linebacker spot, making that tackle. 3rd and 2. Make sure we're watching the ball here. Don't get jump off sides with anything weird.
That's very, very short, very big 3rd down here. Get a stop, get the ball back after we should have had it off that punt. But things happen. And a lot of people like to say that ball's not round, it bounces funny.
It's oblong. You never know where it's going to go. That thing squirts out, you can lay right on top of it, and you don't have it.
And I think that may have been what happened over there with Gabriel Bonner, but they're going to run the QB power again. He's going to spin and push, and he's still fighting, and this is what I mean. You got to get them down, or they're just going to keep pushing them forward. You got to take them down here. And that is what I was saying earlier. If you don't get them down, they got a lot of big bodies over there, and he got pushed for, another 10 yards on that play there for relentless performance training first down.
Big, strong guy. You stay high, he's going to just keep pushing you.
Oh, yeah, he's a big quarterback, and then you got a big offensive line, big receivers, big running back. They all just get behind him and push him. And the Senators unable to bring him down. Relentless performance training first down for the Zebras down to about the 33-yard line. I'm going to check the sideline here again. Ashton Williams back on the field for the Senators. They're going to give it to the running back, and he's going to go up middle. Micah Pennington and others are there for the stop. And they pushing them back that time. Micah Pennington, Dylan Hunt, Ashton Williams, LaFonza Burrell. All the Senators in there on that stop, and I think they gave them
about a yard.
Yeah, they gave them a yard on the play, forward progress. But that's all right. You get 1 yard on a run play. That's not going to be very good for you. So
no, you'll take that, especially with how well they've ran the ball these last 3 plays.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to get a stop right there for the defense. Let you know, all right, we still got it. We can still do it. Let's just keep chaining them together now. Get a little bit of that momentum back.
And now they're gonna go to that 5 wide. Let's see if they run that QB power play like they did earlier. He's not. He's going to drop back to throw. He's going to throw deep. We got a man in coverage. And I think he made the catch, but he may have been out of bounds. He's out of bounds. What a throw and catch over there by the receiver. And I tell you what, he was close to being down in bounds.
Well, I don't even know if he caught it because Gabe Bonner ended up with the ball. But Gabe was in great position. Like we said, they've got big, tall receivers. Looked like he might have went up over the top and got it, but then – I looked for the ref to say incomplete, but Bonner stands up with the ball, so I don't even know.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, that part of the field's in that weird spot where I really can't see. So, we'll just add it on to a lot of the other weirdness that's already happened in this, just the first quarter. 30 seconds to go here. Zebras driving 3rd and 9 from the 32-yard line. Let's see if this defense can hold them scoreless for the first quarter. QB's going to run. He's got a man. Great catch. Gives a stiff arm, gets up the field. Still moving, still fighting. Get him down, guys. There you go. Brandon Greil finally makes the tackle around the 5-yard line, 6-yard line, rather.
Brandon was ripping at that ball. That's why he didn't go down. And he about got it out once. He was ripping at it. He knew he had a hold of him, so just trying to get it out. But
that may, with some of these bigger receivers and running backs, you may just want to focus on the tackle in this game rather than getting the ball out of there because – you do not need another 10-yard push there for the Zebras, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play here. We'll be right back with more Senator football on the PCSSD Sports Network. Your score, 10 Senators, Zebras 0.
Alicia Colvin and Relentless Performance Training helps athletes achieve their optimal performance with everything they need to build the best strength, agility, and conditioning, with a heavy focus on injury prevention, performance, psychology, flexibility, and more. Some of the services they offer include sports performance assessments, education on strength and conditioning, muscle versus joints, flexibility, core, legs, upper body, resistance training, nutritional supplements, recovery, and injury prevention. Give strength and conditioning coach Alicia Colvin a call, just like Senator cornerback Quentin Murphy did, for your personalized plan.
All right, welcome back as we get ready for this second quarter of play. A rather physical football game here so far. You know, the Senators able to run it, get 2 great pass plays. Then the Zebras respond after that touchdown by driving it right down the field, and they're on about the 6-yard line after some outstanding run play. The quarterback and the running back both really powering forward. You know, that's what we talked about all first quarter. They got some big guys over there, big old line. Don't get them down. They're going to keep powering forward.
Yeah, bring up a 1st and goal from the 6. So, you know, really want to see if your Senator defense can kind of strengthen up right here and you know, keep them out and at least make them settle for possibly a field goal chance. I don't know if this is a situation where they might go for it. I don't know how often they kick field goals, but.
And this is really a spot on the field where Campos and Pennington and others, they gotta play a little bigger than what they are. Pennington is a big guy. Campos and others are not quite as big as the Zebra offensive line here. So
I got a little bit more muscle in there. They brought Patton in there as well as Fuller Hewells. It looks like number 55 down there with their hand in the dirt.
All right, so they're gonna run it outside. Another QB is gonna keep it right up the middle. He's gonna power through for a touchdown, Cornerstone home winning touchdown, throws the ball up in the air, and he's going to get a flag.
Yep.
I thought the ball was a flag, and then I noticed it was a ball, and then the flag came in, so that's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Zebras there on the touchdown.
Man, that's just one, we do it all the time where we send that motion and try and get people. So they send that motion, the whole defense starts running with them, quarterback keeps it and just kind of sneaks up behind, let them kind of flow past them.
And it was a great read and run there by the Zebra quarterback. Makes your score 10 Senators, 6 Zebras. I believe the call is unsportsmanlike on the Zebras here.
Delay game. They're going to call delay a game.
Okay. Delay game on the Zebras on the touchdown there, and that'll be enforced on the kickoff, I believe.
I think if they're going to go for 2, they might put it on the 2-point conversion.
That is true.
Yep, they're going to back them up now, make them have to get 8 yards.
There you go.
But, yeah, when you throw the ball like that, it is a delay of game, whether it's a touchdown, whether it's just the end of a play. You either, drop the ball or hand it to a ref. If you don't do that, if the refs have to go get it, it's a delay of game.
And that's what we tell our guys with the punishers all the time. Don't do none of that celebrating until after you've given the ball to the ref. Then you can do whatever you want to. Just make sure the ref has the ball.
They're going to try and kick it now.
And they will kick a PAT here. Number 2 on for the kick. Quarterback holding, so you got to be wary of a fake or something here, but we got guys in position in case that happens. Kick is up, and it's a great kick, and it's going to be good from back there a little farther than a regular PAT, so with 11:56 to go, your score is Robinson 10, Zebras 7.
And it looked like they were going to go for 2, so then as a coach, all right, well, then just back them up if they're going to go for 2. Once we backed them up, they ran a few guys out, a few guys in, and went ahead and kicked that extra point. Puts them down just by 3.
But that is a 1-point swing, and as the Zebras and we are familiar with, 1 point is also a lot in these football games. So, them getting 7 instead of 8 could, see if that's key here late in the game.
We've won 1 by 1. Pine Bluff lost 1 by 1. That one's an important point.
Yeah. So, all right.
Well, we got a little break here. We are following the Valonia Mills game. Them battling for second seed. Valonia's up 14-8 currently with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Maybe they started a little bit before us, but they're moving faster than us, if anything.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think that game kicked off at 5:30 maybe, and Valonia jumped out to a 14-0 lead on Mills, and I guess they got to score back. Big game out there in Valonia.
This game and that game could be our 4 teams that make the playoffs, depending upon what happens here. But
yep.
Robinson Senators are going to have something to say about that for Pine Bluff.
And a short kick, and it bounces off his helmet, and it's going to go out the back of the end zone.
Malik just tried to catch it. That's not a safety or anything. He never had possession.
Yeah,
so
thank
it's
goodness.
just going to be a touchback.
Bounces right off the top of his helmet, and luckily rolled out the back of the end zone.
It bounced into the end zone by about 1.5 yards. Had that thing went off out in front of the end zone, you could have been starting from the 1 yard line.
That could have been very bad.
But, so far, the Senators have they've been affected by special teams and not kicking.
Yeah.
Because we've done great kicking. It's catching the ball. And, I think I said it one game here to you that, whenever I was coaching, my least favorite play was punt return.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of things that can go wrong in punt return, really only one thing that can go good. And that's where we lost one of ours on that punt return and gave the ball back to Pine Bluff, and then that one was almost bad. It ended up being fine, but
Yeah, thank goodness it was fine because that could have been really scary. But Grisham in the offense will take back over at the 20-yard line.
That punt's what gave Pine Bluff the ball back to go drive about 75 yards, 70 yards. Kind of gave them some momentum back. So, as the Robinson coaching staff and players want to be able to move the ball on offense, get some of that momentum back, and punch another one in the end zone.
Well, I do believe the ref that was injured earlier did come back in the game. I think that's him back here limping around.
We got all five. Yeah, we got all five back.
So good on him coming back. They're going to try a little read power. I think it's Malik on the carry there.
Yeah, Malik, and he got touched about 2 yards deep. He's able to break a few tackles and gain a yard, bring it to the 21, 2nd and 9.
Dylan Hunt runs off, and number 16, Kanan Bell, runs on over there at that receiver spot. Grisham back. Looks like we got Bonner and Blaylock on the near side, Bell and Nichols on the far side.
Get a little check with me from Coach.
Receivers get set. Sends Bell in motion. Yeah, I think we're going to see another one of them moving forward penalties again. False start on the Senators, and that's not what you want when it's 2nd and 1. Going to make it about 2nd and
9. Going to make it 2nd and 14.
Or
now.
2nd and 9. Excuse me. Well, that's not what you want, and that's really at the start of a drive. This far back, that's really not what you want as penalties, but. As Grisham showed earlier, he does have the arm to throw it up there, and he's got the receivers that'll go make the catch and at least get some of this yardage back, if not more.
And the way that little screen was looking to set up, looked like Bonner was going to be able to get a few yards off of it.
Oh, yeah. And he showed against Mills, that he can take those balls. Mm-hmm. And he's going to give it to Malik. Malik's going to get about 2 or 3 yards on the play there, bring up about 2nd and 11, or 3rd and 11, rather.
He gains about 3 of those back, still a 3rd and long.
Man, I tell you, this hour moved up kickoff is I wasn't ready. Can't get my words right. All right, so big 3rd down here, deep in your own territory on the 19. Grisham drops back, throws it out there, and Chase Nichols was open but turned around a little too late. It's going to go incomplete, bring up 4th down. And on comes the punt team.
It's one of those timing routes. We've talked about those a lot on a few games, and you got to be really on point for those timing routes to work. And if you're off at just a step or you throw it just a hitch too early, it makes it tough to catch. I mean, it was close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and like you said, it's one of those timing routes. And with a backup quarterback, Grisham is a good quarterback, but it is still the backup. And, especially in high school, some of the timing routes are just not there. And that's all right. Tate comes on to punt. Gets the catch. Good punt, high spiral punt. Going to land about the 50-yard line and take a Senator bounce. And it's going to go out of bounds. Let's see where the ref gives it. Right at the 40-yard line for the Zebras. So they'll take back over. Good. They get a big stop here on Robinson after scoring the touchdown. A lot of momentum on their sideline. I think they got to be feeling good right now.
Yeah, momentum has definitely flipped to Pine Bluff, and that's one, right there in the huddle with the coaches, you're really telling them, look, go back and get it. We had it that whole first quarter, just a couple of, a special teams mistake gave it to them, and they've kept it since. Go do something, make a play to get it back for your team and keep you moving in the right direction.
Well, that is, we say it week in, week out. The thing about this Robinson defense is they're not going to fold. They're going to continue to play. And at any point in time, any one of these guys can make that one big game-changing play, whether it be Olami with an interception or Hunt with a sack fumble.
Ashton with a big hit.
Yeah, I mean, any one of them can come up, make
Brandon
a big
Grau.
play. And as we speak, Brandon Grau with a big-time tackle in the backfield.
Brandon Grau with a tackle for a loss, -5. There you go. Thanks, Brandon. I mean, you proved our point right
there. At any point, one of these players can come through and make a big-time play. And that's one of the good announcer jinx right there. You're gonna drop them for about 4 yards in the backfield, bring up 2nd and 14.
I think Brandon kind of felt that we hadn't said his name yet as one of those guys that can make a play.
I guess
I'll
so.
show you.
So, all right. Forces them. I mean, they don't have to throw it here, but, you'd like to be able to throw. But the way they're running is this ain't nothing to them. Backed up 2nd and 14. Sends a guy in motion. They will throw.
Number 1's going to.
He's going to get sacked. They may give him forward progress, but I think he got sacked. And I believe it was number 50.
50 is
Yeah,
Patton.
number 50, Patton back there with the sack. Going to get a loss of about 1 on the play. And there you go. Just like we were saying, your players at any point can come through and make some big-time plays.
Yeah, and it looks like they were looking for that number 1. Kind of ran a little seam route up there trying to get the eye candy with that motion. But quarterback just didn't have time. You give credit to your defensive line there. Didn't give him time, made him have to start moving in the pocket early.
All right, so Robinson on their last possession was plagued by a penalty and got moved back, couldn't do anything with it, and now the Pine Bluff appears to have the same thing done with them. I will knock on wood and watch them get the first down here, but they will go 4 to the far side.
Got quads right. May end up.
D-line coming with a stunt. They don't get there. He throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. Great coverage there by number 3, Brandon Greil, coming through. Great coverage there. It's going to bring up 4th and 15 for the Zebras, and on comes the punt team.
Yeah, I mean, they had that quads, and I was fully expecting Evans Olamy to roll that way post-snap because we only had 4 over 4 with Ashton Williams being one of those 4. I mean, Ashton Williams, he ran with that seam route with that inside receiver. Give credit there to a linebacker running vertical with the receiver.
Yeah, it's not a lot you can see that, and especially do good in coverage. And then Senators able to make the play and force a 4th down. Same thing happened to Senators on their last offense possession.
See what this punt looks like this time. It's
a lot better punt. Sends Nichols back. And he may just let that smartly lets it just roll out of bounds. It's going to go out about the 11-yard line. A lot better punt there for the Zebras and a lot better return, coverage and football IQ there by the Senators. Just let that one go out of bounds.
But it looks like, your coaching staff thinks they're going to be able to get one of those blocked. And they might have touched one that first time. I don't know, but they got close. The second time, Tank Reese almost got back there to block it. So, wouldn't be surprised to see one get blocked tonight there. Getting back there, they got all 10 guys up on the line.
And I think if Tank lays out for one of those, I think he might block it. He kind of just ran and stopped. Let's see here. Grisham comes back on it, quarterback. Looks like we're going to set up with trips to the near side. 1st and 10 from their own 11. 8:20 to go in the game. Or until halftime, excuse me. Man, the sour kickoff, I tell you.
Got Blaylock.
Blaylock. Great coverage there by number 22, I believe. Falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. Man, we don't need no more hour moved up kickoffs. Man, this is tearing me up.
Yeah, he had Blaylock in the hole right there, but 22 stayed tight to him. It was a good ball.
Yeah.
It's just 22 got his hand in there just in time to knock it out, and it's really, really hard to catch that if they're hitting it as soon as it gets there.
All right, looks like they're going to single up Chase on the near side.
Yeah, I think got Ashton got a pro look on that right side.
It will be a run play. Malik tries to squirt through up in there. I think he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage there or get maybe a yard. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, just not a whole lot going on the ground right now.
Yeah.
But, if you look at that front 7 for Pine Bluff, as we said, they're really good size. So you're going to have to it's tough to get movement when you got guys like that.
Yeah, really, really tough night running the ball, rather. And Bud Grisham showing he can pass the ball. Receiver's able to come down with it. Fumbles the snap here. He's going to get hit, and I think he got the ball back, but he's going to lose a lot of yardage there. Not very happy getting up. I think he lost almost 6-7 yards there. My goodness, that's going to bring up 4th and 16 from the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know that was a bad snap. I think he might have just dropped it,
Fumbled it.
Yeah.
Well, that is not how you want your last 2 offensive possessions to go.
No, not at all.
You especially don't want Tate kicking it out of the back of the end zone. He does have the leg to, flip the field possession here. I don't think the Zebras have anybody back to return. So if he can get a good kick and get a good bounce. Oh, and he gets an awful kick.
I think it might have got a hand on it.
Yeah, and it's going to go out at the 11. They're going to give it the 10-yard line, or 15-yard line, rather. My goodness, what a change. What a change of momentum here.
You know, and I think Tate took one extra step. I don't know, and that kind of threw it away. Like it felt like it took it a while to get it off.
Yeah. And he does kind of hold it on his punts. He holds it a little longer than you'd like a punter to, especially on your goal or on your back of the end zone. Gets a wobbly punt off the side of the foot, and it goes out at the 15-yard line for the Senators. The Senator defense with 6:57 to go is going to take over, or go back on defense, rather. Zebras take over. Wonderful field position.
They're coming out in a little bit of a heavier set than they have. They got a tight end sniffer on that right side.
They do run the ball. Quarterback keeps it, rather. Powering up the field. Is going to get about 5 or 4 on the play there. And I tell you, the Zebras have seen that they have the size match up here and are just powering it down the middle right now.
You know, and that option's been really effective for them. You got Ashton. He was back there quick, but, you know, the quarterback is very patient, waiting to make a decision whether he's going to hand it or pull it, and he's just making that guy wrong.
And here's where we need our players to come through and make a big-time play like they did for us on that last drive. Get an interception, cause a fumble, something, get the ball back, and really get that offense going.
Is that going to be?
Play call coming in. They stay in kind of that H-back, sniffer-back look.
Yeah, their tight end is a 50-something number right now, so they're not going to throw it to him.
Running back going to keep it to the
That's
far side, and there's got to be a hold.
There
No
it is.
call.
Yeah, no, it came in late.
They threw it?
Yeah, it came in late. But
Yeah, Dylan Hunt was being held by the back of his jersey.
Dylan Hunt was in front of the offensive lineman. And
you saw it. Yeah, they're going to get the holding call there. Back them up 10 yards. Bring up second and about 14 from the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that one was blatant, and I think Senator staff's upset with this ref on our sideline who really had a better view of it than that back judge and didn't throw the flag.
Yeah.
But it got in there one way or the other.
Yeah, that's all that matters is that somebody did call it. I don't care who called it, just call it.
Just a quick update from your other PCSSD games. I do think that Mills and Valonia game was 14-14 at half, correct? I think that's what I saw. In formation, quarterback's going to roll out to the right. He has Dylan Hunt there quick, but
he's going to throw just a simple curl route, and he's going to take it into the end zone.
Wide receiver right there finds that spot, and finds that little hole in the defense, and just able to get north and score.
And I think that's the play that they were trying to run earlier in the game, and I believe it was Grail that was in coverage that stopped it. This time he's able to find the space, get the catch, run it into the end zone. The Zebras have taken the lead with 5:52 to go until halftime.
It's another Cornerstone home lending touchdown. I guess we didn't have any relentless performance first downs there because they had a short field.
Yeah.
Every time I say touchdown, I feel like every time I say Cornerstone, I'm like, man, we probably forgot a first down. Oh, it's blocked.
PAT is blocked. I don't think you can return it in high school.
Should be a dead ball.
Yeah, ref just kind of standing there.
Yeah, there we go.
He can't return that in high school, but there you go. Now if we can block some of those punts.
You can return blocked punts,
yes.
but you can't return blocked field goals, extra points.
Yeah, and if we can block some of those punts like we did there, that'll be even better. We can return those.
But that's big. That makes it just a 3-point game.
Yeah.
So a field goal still on the table to at least even up the score.
Yeah, with 5:52 left until halftime. Your score: Pine Bluff Zebras 13, Joe T. Robinson Senators 10.
And that was one of those blocks that came from the interior of the line there. So it's good work by. It was one of our 50s. It was either Patton, Pennington, or Campos. I don't know which one, but it was one of our 50 numbers.
Send him on the punts.
Yeah.
The update on the Valonia Mills game, I believe it is 14-14 at halftime. So it's a really close game. Mills is probably tired of playing them close games.
We can't get one that we can put out a question early.
Yeah, I guess not. Neither. Our last couple of games, rather than last week, have been pretty close. And kickoff here. going to be filled up. I believe that is Brandon on the return. He gets kind of a little bit of a seam right up there. He's going to get about the 34-yard line.
And while we're updating, Maumelle and BB still scoreless with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Let's see if I can't get Sylvan Hills.
Looks like we got a zebra down. He gets up, and he's going to walk off. He'll be all right. Number 29, hope he's okay. Don't want to see anybody get hurt, especially this late, and especially with Pine Bluff being, contending for the playoff spot.
Everybody's able to get off fine, and we'll get started with Robinson Senators offense.
All right, Grisham takes back over on the 33-yard line. Let's see if we can get a little better output here from the offense. They got Ashton Williams in at that sniffer back position. Both offenses really kind of run the same here.
And you've actually got Tank Reese is in there running back right now.
All right, give it. Tank does take the handoff. He's got some room here on the outside. Stay in bounds up the sideline. Are they going to give him the first down? They do. That'll be a relentless performance training first down up to about the 48-yard line. And Tank comes in with a little juice. He didn't get to carry the ball last week after coming back from injury. Just played defense. Now he comes in. His first carry goes for about, 12, 13 yards here?
Oh, yeah. And, we saw a lot of running from Tank early right behind Noah. And, he had that little injury, and so they didn't want to rush him back too much on both sides of the ball, but they're bringing in Tank now. Bring in the Tank, baby.
Yeah, bring him in. Let him carry that thing. Noah Freeman set to supposedly come back next week, and I'm ready for it. Although so far the running back room has played outstanding behind him. They're going to give it to him again. Tanker, he kind of stumbles there, but I think he had a little bit of a hole.
I think he's got a seam if he either gets tripped up or he trips himself, but he's got a little bit of a seam, I think, there if he can stay on his feet.
That's going to bring up second and a long 9. Or maybe, I think they gave him a half a yard there. Second and a long 9. Looks like Dotson comes in at receiver, number 5. Bell comes off.
Tight trips bunch to the right here with Ashton Williams as the point man.
They're going to fake it to Tank. They're going to take a one-on-one with Chase Nichols. And that's going to be intercepted. Nichols makes the tackle, or Dotson rather makes the tackle, and they had a one-on-one there, and I think the ball was just a little underthrown, going to be picked off.
That's one that you want to get on his, over his head on his back shoulder. He can go run to it rather than underthrow him.
Yeah, and it looked like kind of at the beginning of the route, Dotson he may have had a stop and go or something, but the DB didn't fall for it. Gets the interception. Great job by Dotson there to make the tackle way back there, not let him get any yards off of it. They're going to set up shop at their 16, but man, what a game so far.
Yeah, D-back was in great position for Pine Bluff. That's got to be a really good ball to be able to complete that whenever their DB's in that position. Really think they were trying to make us think they were going to run the bubble over here with this bunch because Brandon Grau, he kind of ran the little bubble route and they didn't throw it. He was looking single coverage all the way.
Yeah, and I like those shot plays, but you got to be able to get that ball out there. And Grisham's got the arm for it. But they're also playing a team with a lot of athletes over there. So back on offense are the Zebras. Motion to a
quarterback GT again.
Yep, they may run the QB. A little bit of a false start there, and they're going to call it. I almost thought they weren't.
They were going to throw it again too, man. Yep. They started off, they went empty and they ran the quarterback, but now they're changing up a little bit on you.
Well, they may want to keep the momentum, take some shot plays, not let Robinson really get any momentum back. They're going to be back them up 5, put them at the 11-yard line. Bring up first and long.
First and a 15. I always like to back them up early too.
Yep. Now's when our defense really can't let them. You can't let them that little rollout play they like to do. Don't fall for that again. QB power. Watch out for that. Keep contained. There you go. Sends them in motion. Running back's going to run it, and we got guys back there in the backfield. Who's there first?
I think Campos was there first, and I think Dylan Hunt helped to clean it up. Campos kind of came screaming off of that edge over there. He is back there flat in a flash and slows him up, and then Dylan Hunt's able to get there, and then you've also got Patton and Pennington, Micah in there in the middle that's just not giving me where to go.
Yeah, and I think they gave him the original line of scrimmage, or not the original, rather, back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to bring up second and 15. That's another thing you like to see. Keep them behind the sticks and force them to punt. Motion them out again. Going to throw it. He's got a guy over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by Bonner, and he's got space. If he can outrun the one guy,
no,
he doesn't.
He says
goes
no.
to make a move. And he said, we're just going to keep the ball there, and Bonner, with the interception, returns it to about the 18-yard line. There you go. Just as I say it, you want one of your players to come through and make a play for you. The ball there was kind of – he had a guy in the middle and he had a guy outside, kind of threw it in the middle of both of them.
I don't know that it went exactly where he was planning on it to go right there. But Bonner, he said he was going to try and cut back, and that guy didn't fall for it. And he said, all right, now we're good. We'll just let the offense do the rest.
We'll just take this right on out of bounds. Great play by Bonner there.
He made a business decision. Ain't no reason to get hit right here. He ain't falling for it.
All right, the offense comes back up.
Tank Reese back at running back to your left to Connor Grisham.
They will give it to Tank. Tank takes it up the middle. He's going to get about 3 yards on the play there.
That's what I think, as the Senator offensive coordinator and staff, I think they would love to get the ground game going, not have to rely on the throwing game as much. We hadn't had to rely on it much all year, so if they could, grind it out, especially being close to the end zone right here, grind it out, open up the pass by running the ball some.
And I think that's what they were trying to set up last drive. And it'll be there. Going to give it to Tank again. He's powering through. He's going to bring it up. I think we're going to have about 3rd and 3 on the play there. Great run by Tank.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a gash right there that he's able to get through, gain about 5 or so. At least gives you a 3rd and manageable. We hadn't seen too many of those yet.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since early in the first quarter.
And he didn't get as far as I thought he did. It's going to bring about 3rd and 4.
And they bring Brandon Greil in to presumably be at quarterback. Yep.
It looks like him and Nichols will share the backfield.
Hadn't seen that as much. Usually it's him and Ashton, I believe.
Oh, and they're going to flip out here 5 wide with Brandon Greil at quarterback.
An offensive lineman out there to the left.
Now he can throw the ball. He's shown he can. They're going to throw it over the middle. A big hit. No, and he dropped it. What a play call. Bonner had the ball, and the safety, number 22, has been laying the wood tonight. 22 comes over, makes a great hit, separates the ball from his hands.
They tried to get tricky and run 55 Fuller. Hewells out there to the left, and then keep Bonner in at that tight end spot, but uncovered. He actually more looked like a right tackle. But Pine Bluff did good, especially that safety back there, seeing it and knowing that he is coming, because he beat the initial defense there, but safety playing good center field back there.
All right, so 4th and 4. Tate on to kick about a 30-yard field goal here, maybe a 29. He'll probably want 30 on the stat sheet.
We'll give it to him.
The kick is up.
Oh, pushed it right.
And he missed it. He pushed it right, like you said, and missed the field goal. And you don't want that. So with 2:36 to go until halftime, your score is Pine Bluff 13, Senators 10 after the missed field goal. And, man, things are just not working out the way you want them for Robinson tonight.
You hate to see that for John Tate. After that first punt, that was bad. Got his head down a little bit, and you can see it here, especially being a sophomore. That's something. You're going to need your guys on the sideline, your other players to help pick his head up. Let him know it's good. You've been great all year. It's always on to just like at quarterback, you throw a pick, it's on to the next one. A kicker, if you miss a kick, it's on to the next one. You can't worry about what's already happened.
Yeah, because in a game this close, we're really going to need him to come through later in the game. Got to have his teammates around him telling him, hey, man, it's all right. You'll have another shot. So the Zebras take back over with a 3-point lead here. Didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry.
Good. I got their quads right out there. Pine Bluff has about 2:36 left to try and go down and score again. See if we can't hold them, get the ball back, and give us time to go put a little drive together.
Yeah, send Tate back out there to kick a field goal tied up for halftime or score a touchdown. Whistle's blowing.
Delay a game.
We got to delay a game on the Zebras here.
Good start.
Back them up again. And, man, I tell you what, penalties have just not come at a non-opportune time for both teams tonight.
Both sides, yeah.
Backing them both up when you really don't need to. Both teams starting behind the chains. Both offenses just having trouble getting going. There's really been big chunk plays when they have been able to move and score. So that's going to be 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line here for the Zebras.
15 from the 15.
Going to go with the same look. 5 on the play clock already. will snap the ball. QB's going to keep it. Dylan Hunt and others there to make the tackle. Get him down. Don't let him. There you go. Don't let him push. I think Dylan Hunt and who else is down there at the bottom of that pile?
Let's see who gets up.
I'll just say everybody.
Evans Olamy is another one that walked out late, I guess.
But he's going to get about 7 on that play there and bring it up 2nd and 8. Or 9. 2nd and 8. There it is. A lot more manageable. They're going to stay in that same quads formation to the outside.
And they're maybe kind of letting the clock run a little bit, hoping if they give it back, they're not going to give it back with a lot of time.
He's going to throw. He's got a quick out right there, number 1. Ashton Williams there to make the tackle.
Good tackle in space by Ashton.
Great tackle in space. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
They're going fast now, so as soon as I said they were taking time, now they're going to go fast.
1:35 and counting to go until halftime.
They got that quads look over there again. They really like that quads to the boundary, too.
And I think 3rd and short here, they make QB power it. Or QB draw it.
Yep.
And they do.
Almost.
He's going to go to the outside, and he's not going to go anywhere. An outstanding hit by Ashton Williams and Brandon Greil over there.
Like both of them met him back there.
Both of them gang up on the tackle. He's going to lose about 2 or 3 yards there.
That's really a call that you question. You know, they've had all their success running between the tackles right now. You know, you got a big 3rd down and 2 yards, you know. You've gained way more than 2 yards every time you ran the ball between the tackles with the quarterback most of the time. So that's one. I mean, do what you do, what's worked for you. No reason to get fancy right there.
And they're going to lose, I think it's 2 yards on the play. Bring up 4th and 4.
I mean, minute 13 left. You fully expect to see a punt right here. You don't want to go for it on 4th and give it to them on their side of the 30.
Yeah, it looks like the punt team is coming on. Yeah, because there's one thing. You put it this short of field position. If the Senators aren't able to score a touchdown, Tate can and will go out there and knock down a field goal.
So yeah, minute 13, your Senators take their first time out of the half. So, you know, they'll have some time to work. At least, you know, even with this punt, they'll have over a minute, 2 timeouts. That's a lot of time in football.
All right. A lot of pressure on this football game. You know, Zebras trying to make the playoffs. Senators already locked down the first seed and home field advantage. But you don't want to get lenient. You know, you don't want to let up. You still want to win football games.
Yeah, you never want to get complacent, especially whenever, you know, you got first round of the playoffs next week. You want to make sure that you come into the playoffs hitting on all cylinders. But like we said earlier, you know, Pine Bluff, they're playing for their football lives right here. Yep. So, you know, you can, as a coaching staff and everything, you can preach all you want all week about how important this game is and all, but it's not, there's no way it's as important to the team that's already in the playoffs than the one that's playing for their football lives.
And everybody knows how it goes for the seniors. Your last football game possibly ever. You don't want it to end. You want to keep playing. They send the punt team on there. Nichols drops back to return.
Think we can get one blocked this time? That'd be big.
I think we might be able to. Send the house. Let's go block it. Block it for a touchdown right here. I'm calling it. Get the kickoff. Nobody back there. A short line drive kick. It's going to bounce over Nichols. Yeah, he's going to have to return this one, but he's got a little space, just no blockers back there. He gets a little room. He's going to get tackled from behind about the 31-yard line. He did a great job of getting forward and getting what he could out of that.
It's one of the biggest hops I've ever seen. Hopped 5 feet over his head.
Yeah, it was. I think the hop was higher than the punt was.
Yeah, I think so too.
And the Senators are going to set up at their own 31-yard line here. Let's see, with exactly 1 minute left until halftime, they can put a good drive here together. Grisham comes back out at quarterback. Let's see if they can get a good drive going, at least get down to field goal range and tie it up. They got, 2 timeouts left?
Yeah, 2 timeouts, a minute left. And, you know, they're going to let Grisham try to throw it again. And, you know, he's ever since early, he's struggled. Hopefully, you know, complete some easy passes here and get going.
And take the one side shot just out of Gabriel Bonner's reach there, trying to do the quick outs to move.
Some separation from the corner there, just a little bit outside of him.
All right, 2nd and 10. Looks like we're going to have a timeout for the Zebras.
Yep.
Zebras take a timeout, so 57 seconds left to go until halftime. The Zebras have taken a timeout, and I think they may try and just like they were just showing, nickel and dime it down the field. Save as much time as you can. Maybe take a shot at the end zone when you get down to around the 40 or 30-yard line. Get what you can to get in field goal range and at least tie it if you can't take the lead right here before halftime. And I believe the Senators do get the ball coming out of the second half.
Yep, they will get the ball. So, if you can go 2 for 1 right here, that'd be huge, even if it's just a field goal. That's big for the team. But, yeah, they're going to try and throw those, 10-yard timing routes and get out of bounds as soon as they catch it and save those timeouts for when you need them a little bit later. Whenever you need them a little bit closer to the end zone, I guess I should say.
Man, that 1 hour's tearing us both up. But all right, let's see here. This will be big to keep the momentum. Right now, that momentum ticker is on the Pine Bluff side. Able to score, get some stops, and then the penalties on offense have just been atrocious for both sides.
Have trips to the boundary right here.
Maybe taking another one shot at the one receiver side. Well, they're going to run the ball. Malik's got a little bit of a seam. He's able to get about 6 yards on the carry there. But the clock is running. That's the only bad thing. It's going to be about 43, 42 seconds by the time they're able to get up there and snap the ball, if not less. So we'll be in the 30s by the time they snap it here. They do, and they run the ball again. Malik runs into a wall right there at the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard on it, and I think they're just content going to the halftime here.
Bring up 4th down. There's less than 40 seconds. You can run it out. Nope. Looks like we're going to have a timeout from somewhere. Pine Bluff Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluffs, yeah.
I'm going to tell you, give me the ball back. Let me at least have one play to try and return it and give me one play to return it and then one play to, throw it deep.
Yeah, I get it. Robinson there kind of maybe seeing that they're not able to move the ball like they want to on offense, so just try and run the clock out, take it to halftime, adjust, fix some things. But they're going to bring up 4th and about 3. Pine Bluff calls the timeouts. I believe they're out of timeouts now, yes, because they used one way earlier in the first quarter.
This is one where, halftime adjustments are going to be big. Can you come out, you get the ball, can you put together some play calls that are going to move the ball as you get the ball and hopefully take the lead back after halftime.
All right, let's see Tate get a monstrous punt here, land it right on the 1. I think this is where he gets his momentum back right here in that leg. Receives the ball, gets the punt away. Great high spiral punt. Get a good bounce on it. It does take a good Robinson bounce. Going to keep rolling. It's going to land right about the 19, 20-yard line. And with 16 seconds left to go until halftime, the Zebras are going to take over, and I got a feeling they're going to come out with some sort of play, try and get that ball in the end zone.
They're going to throw it deep, come out with something tricky, run one of the lateral plays, a hook and ladder or something.
Yeah. And that's got to be what the coaches down there telling them, stay, play contain, play your assignment. That one play they ran earlier where they kind of roll them out and then send the guy to sit in the gap, that play really worked earlier. And I think in the first quarter when they ran it, I think it was Evans Alamy in great coverage or Brandon Greil that was in coverage that stopped the play. They ran it again later and scored off of it. Let's see here what they go. We get trips on the near side. Moves them out. 16 seconds to go again, left till halftime.
No timeouts. They might get 2 plays if they, try and get a chunk play right here.
Robinson's got the save, kind of a deep 3 look here. Don't let nobody pass you, and they're going to throw it and get out of bounds. And they do, and that play took all of 4 seconds. So with 12 seconds to go until halftime.
Getting 6 yards a pop, 4 seconds at a time, even, 4 seconds at a time isn't a lot, but you can get, 20 more yards? It's not going to really be enough. You're going to have to try something more than that.
And they may be trying to pull them safeties in close, with the short throws and then let somebody get, kind of run an out and up play almost. And
now you've got your cover 4 shell as compared to the 3 last time.
Just don't let nobody deep. That's the big thing. Do not let anybody deep. They're going to run the same play and get out of bounds. That's going to be another 4 seconds off the clock.
So, you keep doing like that, you got 2 more plays, so you got 15 more yards. It's not going to get you. They might do it one more time, and I think the only thing they are doing is getting their quarterback close enough to where his arm can reach close enough to the end zone to where if it gets caught. But, you got maybe one more chance to gain another 7 yards or so before you have to either do one of your tricky plays or just throw it deep.
And the only bad thing about it, if you are trying to throw a Hail Mary or something like that, that D-line will get back there and get a sack. And Dylan Hunt's shown he can get a strip sack. They are going to run the ball, and I think they're just everybody's content. Yeah,
not Dylan Hunt. That was Julian
Campos.
Campos.
Yeah, Campos on the tackle there, and I think both teams are really wanting to get into the locker room and make some adjustments. But that'll do it for the first half of play. Join us after the break for the Eccles Carpet One halftime show and the bands, or band rather, if they do perform. I think they will.
It is the grand opening sale at Eccles Carpet One.
Get up to 50% off store-wide with payments as low as $40 per room per month. Plus, get your sales tax paid.
We make it beautiful.
For less.
It is the grand opening sale at Eccles Carpet One.
Get up to 50% off store-wide with payments as low as $40 per room per month. Plus, get your sales tax paid.
We make it beautiful.
For less. How about another huge hand for the Robinson Center Band? And we would now like to welcome the Pine Bluff Marching Band to perform.
All right, a great job by both bands there at the halftime. The Zebra Band did not come out on the field, rather performed from the stands. Great performance nonetheless by both bands. We always want to give a huge shout-out to the Senator Band as well. The Senator Sound, I believe, is what they are called. But we're going to update you real quick. We got about 2 minutes, 20 seconds until play resumes for the second half. Tyler's going to update you on some scores.
Yeah, I got a few scores pulled up here. We'll talk about some games we looked at, in our brief pregame show, and maybe some games around the Little Rock metro area. So Little Rock Catholic is up at halftime. I think it's past halftime now, but at halftime it was 35-14. Little Rock Catholic over Marion. That's a big game for Catholic. They lock up the conference there. It's been a pretty good year for Catholic, moving down to 6A. Been very successful, working on that undefeated regular season. So that's a big one there. Benton is up 36-7 on Sheridan in the fourth quarter. Sylvan Hills, this listed at 21-14, but we checked Sylvan Hills Sports Network, and I think it was more than that. Sylvan Hills.
They ended up getting the win 35-14.
Okay, so there we go. So that one is over because they started at 5:30, I think.
I think so.
And with Sylvan Hills, those games go pretty quick.
Oh,
so, yeah. Maumelle BB, this shows halftime 15-0. BB over Maumelle. That one might be out of halftime now. You can go check that one out on the Maumelle Sports Network for this last minute, but don't leave us now. Could have watched that one at halftime, but we only got a minute left before we get kickoff here, so stay with us right here. But it's showing 15-0 at halftime. BB over Maumelle. Mills looks like they've taken the lead against Valonia, 20-14. So that's a hard-fought one there that we talked about a little bit before our game. Little Rock Parkview for the 5A South Championship. Parkview's up 21-0 over Camden Fairview at halftime. Don't know that there's too many else that really pertain to us that I'm seeing here. CAC's down 13-35 against Lamar. Cabot is up 35-7 on North Little Rock, and then the other big one in 7A got postponed till tomorrow because of the storm. Brighton Conway will play tomorrow. I believe it's 6, so won't have an update for that one. But a lot of good close games, especially those ones that really matter right now.
Yeah.
I overlooked the Lake Hamilton Pulaski Academy. Lake Hamilton has the lead over Pulaski Academy at halftime, according to Fearless Friday, 27-14. And then the other score that we saw, it was the Greenwood. It's not up here anymore. Is it supposed to be complete now? Greenwood Little Rock Christian. Last we looked, Little Rock Christian was ahead against Greenwood.
I believe it was about 2 scores at that.
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere now. I might have lost it on the Fearless Friday scoreboard, but they were up at least by a couple of scores at least.
Yeah,
so
I think it was 49-35.
Yeah, I don't know where it is now, but they were up last we checked. I don't see it on the scoreboard anymore. Maybe somebody else can find it, and I just can't see. But so our 3-minute warm-up times ticked off, so should be running the kickoff return team for the Senators back out here and kind of see what adjustments were made at halftime for this offense, see if they can't get the ball moving a little bit.
Yeah, and both teams kind of gingerly coming out onto the field here. The halftime went by quick, and the warm-up time went by rather quick. Both teams weren't really ready yet. Nonetheless, they'll come back on the field. Senators received the ball to start the second half, and let's see if either team could correct their offensive woes that happened in the first quarter. Neither offense really worked. Both defenses making some big-time plays. Special teams was disastrous for both teams. So let's see if we can have a lot cleaner football game on both sides here.
Yeah, and that's the thing, especially for your Senators. There were a lot of special teams mistakes and then, not great offensive play, and it's still a 3-point game against a good Pine Bluff team. So, you're it's not a spot that you want to be in as the Senators, but you're down by 3, you're getting the ball, and you've not played a very good game so far, all things considered, besides defensively. Played pretty good defensively, but everything else, every other phase, you've kind of struggled, especially since about halfway through the first quarter. So, if you hope you can play your type of ball this second half, you should be able to come out with a victory.
Let's see, who do we have back to return? Looks like Dotson, Greil, and Nichols are back there to return. Or is that a 7 on this side?
I think it's a 7. I think that's Malik.
Malik back to return. All 3 dangerous guys. See if the kick gets that far.
Feels like it's been a drawn-out process to start the half.
Seemed like as the official halftime time ran out. The rest of the half was just kind of there. Kick is off. Looks like they're going to let it bounces. Grail picks it up. And he's going to get a great open field tackle by number 9. I believe that's the running back. Gets down there in coverage, unblocked, and a huge stop on Grail after the ball kind of bounced and went dead in front of him. It's one of those awkward kicks.
Yeah, Grail knew it was a dead bounce for sure, so he didn't have he had to run and go get it, but he knew if he could get that edge, he was going to get some yardage. But really good tackle by, I think it was number 9, who's also their running back, another one of those big kids that, long stride, fast, big, strong guy, and he just couldn't get outside of him. So good tackle by 9. We got a flag.
Yeah.
I don't know what it'll be down here unless a holding or a unsportsmanlike late. I don't know.
Personal foul on the Zebras.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything happen.
I saw Dylan. I didn't see it happen, but I saw Dylan Hunt kind of complaining and looking like, what? How did you miss that type thing? And I guess they didn't miss it because there's the flag, but I missed it. So somebody.
Yeah, I definitely missed it as well. But I mean, that's great for the Senators after kind of a smaller kickoff or a short kickoff rather.
Adding 15 to that, it helps.
Then move it up to the 38-yard line rather than the 20. I believe they were at the 24-yard line. So Grisham back in at quarterback, gets the snap, hands it off. Malik's back in at running back. And he had great. We both saw it. We were both offensive linemen. We both saw it. He had great blocking to the outside, and I think he could have hit the sideline and been gone there.
He had 2 offensive linemen that sealed that edge. Ashton Williams was coming around, nobody to block.
Man.
He was going to have a lead blocker down the sideline. He wasn't going to run into nobody else till 15 yards, and that's just
that's funny. We both saw it at the same time, but great run there. It is a pickup of about 6.
He got 6.
Yeah. You give it to Tank again, and he's just going to get the line of scrimmage and no more.
That's one of those, you teach the running back, you follow the big guys' butts. Wherever their butts turn, you want to run on that side of it.
Oh, man.
And we saw 2 offensive linemen's butts turn this way, and he just cut it up like a step too soon.
I may have to screen record that and send it to Malik. Be like, hey, man, just follow them, please. Now, still a great run. Tank in it. And the miscommunication there between quarterback and receiver. Bonner was running the go route, and Grisham threw the out route, and that's going to bring up 4th and 4, 4th and 5.
Grisham threw the he was trying to throw a little stop route, and you would expect that to be the play that was called, 4th and 4, just wanting Bonner to get to the sticks and turn around, but he was running the go route. Got mixed signals maybe between quarterback and receiver.
All right, so after a little help on the kickoff, the Senator offense sputters. Goes 4th and out, I believe, and now we got a fumbled snap on the punt. Just get it off, and he does. A rather great kick to have, all things considered. That's going to take a wonderful roll.
You better get your hand on it now.
Stop it now, and he's going to get it down to the 1-yard line. So after the fumbled snap, Tate gets the ball off, and it gets down at the 1-yard line. An outstanding way to make something out of nothing there by Tate. And the Zebras are going to get the ball at the 1-yard line.
And, Robinson is really lucky right there because I don't know if they were kind of playing a punt safe on defense there for Pine Bluff, but when the ball was snapped, they all just kind of stood there and kind of held their guy. So I don't know if that was called or if that was just kind of taking a play off. You hope as a fan that was kind of called and it was supposed to be punt safe. As a coach, too, because that's something that upsets you a whole lot if you didn't call that. If you called that, there's nothing you can do about it. They did what they were supposed to do. But then, Tate was able to pick the ball up, made one guy miss, and then got the punt off.
Showed a little moves there. Maybe he's been talking to Brandon and others, learning how to move the hips a little bit. But very lucky they were in that punt safe like you were talking about.
Otherwise, they're going to get the ball close.
All right, Zebras come out on the 1-yard line in a power formation. They got a big old line to run it behind.
Heavy package.
He's going to get the ball. He's going to try the outside. We got guys there. Ashton Williams, who is that?
Tank, I think, is your first contact.
Tank as well, stopping him on the 1-yard line. They may have gave him, it looks like they're on a 2-yard line, rather.
I think they get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it.
Outstanding job there by that defense. Linebackers coming through and getting a big-time stop. And that's going to bring up 2nd and a very long 9. We may stay in that same power formation. That's one thing that I like about this defense is when teams try that outside edge, they don't get very far.
Yeah, they've done pretty good most of the season on setting that edge. We had a few against Mills that we kind of lost the edge, but besides that, we've not seen it a ton this year.
Let's see, and they will try. They're going to try the middle this time and not have any success either. Linebackers really coming through there and getting a stop. They may have gotten 1 yard on the play.
I think you're going to have a 3rd and 8, yeah.
3rd and 8. They're running some receivers on now.
That's what I was going to say. You're going to stay in that formation, run a little play action, make them commit.
Yeah. Run some receivers on the field. Let's see what they go for here. Senator crowd comes alive. This could be a major stop right here, force them to punt out of their end zone. This could be a major stop.
Back in their doubles now, still giving them a lot of cushion on the right there. See if they try and get to the sticks and run a little comeback route, but that'd be a long ball from the right hash all the way to the left side. It looks like we might get a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to call a timeout. And again, early in the half, Zebras are forced to use a timeout on special teams. They're getting dangerously close to a delay of game there. Would have put them on the goal line almost.
They've been close. I don't know. I'm not sure what they were looking for. Running their doubles, they've really had their success out of those three receiver sets on one side, but going doubles, they had a guy with some cushion, but it was on the far side, being on the right hash, and with that receiver on the left number, it's a tough ball to throw, especially a timing route.
Yeah, they may try. Again, I think we got to watch out for that rollout play. That's the 2 plays that they've.
The rollout and that little hole shot. Yep.
That one play that they've had the most success on, one throwing the ball. I believe their other deep shot was almost intercepted in the end zone, and the other one was intercepted. And they'll go. Looks like they're going to set up 5 wide here from the 5-yard line.
They go empty, and they like to roll to that trip side.
Yep. We got to be ready for it. Crowd making some noise. 9:09 to go in the 3rd. He's going to throw it out, and it's going to be incomplete. We had a guy there nonetheless. Tank Reese in coverage there.
Yeah, even if he catches it, it's going to be short of the 1st down.
Oh, yeah. And that'll bring up 4th down. Looks like the Zebra punt team is running on. Now's when we need to get back there and block one when he's punting it out of his end zone.
Yeah, he's not going to get as much depth as he normally can. I mean, this is the time. This is your best chance.
It's in the house. It's in the house. Chase Nichols back to return again. It's in the house. Ball is snapped, trying to get a push. He does get the punt off. A rather decent punt from his position. Gets a Zebra bounce.
Let it go.
Nichols, letting it go, and it's going to get down to about the 37-yard line. So, yes, great field position for the Senators to come back on offense.
Yeah, great starting field position on your side of the 40.
Yep.
You can't ask for a whole lot better there.
8:56 to go in the 3rd.
And all that comes back to that Tate punt that he just made something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And then it was able to get it rolled and stop down to the 1.5-yard line.
Yeah, and that was Tate showing the team they could still have faith in him. They got the moves and the leg. All down it at the 1. Defense comes through clutch. Forces the Zebras to punt. Senators get the ball back on their 42 or 38-yard line rather. Well, let's see if Grisham can get things rolling here.
And Grisham and Okanay coming out in the backfield again.
Got a Hunt at the tight end spot. Williams at the sniffer spot. We'll go. It looks like Pine Bluff coach talking to the ref. Looks like everybody's all right.
Everybody's talking to everybody. Nobody's playing football just yet.
And with that weather coming in, we need to be playing football.
Last thing we need to do is be wasting extra time.
Yeah, everybody just standing here talking. All right, ref backs up, gives the signal for play. Sends Nichols in motion. Grisham going to hand it off. Now they're going to try that Dylan Hunt play again. They got a guy out there, Ashton Williams.
He's got a blocker, baby.
And he's got space. And he's going to win the race to the end zone. So from 38 yards out, they run the same play they did earlier. This time hit Ashton Williams out of that sniffer spot. He's going to take it 38 yards into the end zone for a Cornerstone Home Lending touchdown. Fireworks going off again in the background. And just like that, one play, the Senators able to take the momentum back, go up 16-13 over the Zebras, pending the PAT by John Tate.
That time he had 2 over there, so Ashton's able to catch that one. Got Dylan Hunt to block for him. and he's able to stroll into the end zone.
Man, and I tell you, the Zebras were just not ready for that one. There was nobody within 15 yards of either guy. Tate gets the kick up, and it is good.
It's good for Tate.
8:46 left to go in the third quarter. Your score is 17 Senators, 13 Zebras. And, man, that, on that play there, Hunt, he said, all right, Ashton, I got the touchdown. Now you can have a touchdown.
That's good for Tate to see one go through the uprights again, get everything back. And then I just want to point out the poise of Connor Grisham right there.
Yes.
He fakes, he fakes the jet sweep opposite of him, so he's got his back turned to the defender, and as soon as he turns around, he's got a Pine Bluff Zebra in his face, and he has the poise and wherewithal to get that ball off and make an easy catchable ball to Ashton there for the touchdown. So really want to point out Connor right there and the ability to get that tough ball off with a Pine Bluff Zebra in his face.
That's good. That also is good for Grisham, and it gets his confidence back in throwing the ball. You throw a little 38-yard touchdown like that.
Yeah, there was a little spurt there in that second quarter that you could tell he was getting frustrated.
Yep.
Just with himself, he expects more, and, you like that because he expects more out of himself. And so it's good to be able to see him come back and not really let it affect him too much and just be able to still play ball.
All right, here's the kickoff. Tate puts the leg into it. Looks like it's going to be another one in the end zone. That's going to land in the middle of the end zone again. So Tate feeling it, Grisham feeling it, everybody's feeling it. Let's see if that defense come out and get another stop.
Now that ball is flying right now. Off of Tate's foot.
I don't think there's much wind as of right now helping them. Well, looking at the flag, it's not moving too much. A little bit.
Yeah, and they don't have any. It's one of the uprights that don't have the flag on top of the uprights, oddly enough.
Let me stop trying to take some credit away from Tate, though. He's putting that leg into it.
I mean, even if it's blowing right now, it's blowing across the field.
Yeah. So, if anything, it's even more impressive.
Uh-huh.
All right, defense comes back out. Pine Bluff in the empty set.
They like that empty set. They've had success out of it too.
They have.
Got a lot of. Oh, he looked that way, but then a little
QB power.
draw.
He's got some room. He takes a big time hit. Who else? Ashton Williams coming through. Tank Reese also there on the hit, and the quarterback's hurt, and that's not what you want to see.
No, and he hit hard. He kind of got.
That is not what you want to see from Pine Bluff or anybody really. He gets up.
He kind of got one guy up high, one guy down low, and hit pretty hard, but he's walking fine.
Yeah, I think he may have just got rolled up a little bit, and now he's just frustrated.
Yeah, hopefully it's one of those things where he's frustrated because he's got to come out for just a play.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because sometimes you'll see those guys that know they're actually hurt and get mad.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not it, and he's able to come back in.
He walked off pretty good on his own power. That's not what I personally want to see is the QB for the other team go out.
Is that the QB or is it QB4? Because that was number 8.
That may have been the running back on that play.
I mean, they both are big and look similar.
They all run. They run the same as well. Big, strong guys. Going to give it here on the play. Yeah, indeed, misses the tackle, but is everybody else right there? I believe that's Ashton Williams coming in. Dylan Hunt. Indeed's going to be upset he missed that one. He had a tackle for loss there.
He's able to get there and slow him up enough and let his team come help.
Yep, force him back inside, and that's what you want to do when you got that outside contain.
Does he have a cast on like his left wrist?
I don't know. He may have. I know. It looked like I thought he had a sleeve on earlier when I looked at him.
I don't know that he's had one all year.
I don't think so.
A little bit tougher to make a tackle if you can't use one of those hands.
That is true.
So if he gets back out there, try and get a better look at that.
All right, so 3rd and 2 here. A big time way to take big momentum shift play here if we can get the stop. Going to run a QB power. He ain't going to get it. He's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. It may give him a yard. And did you see who got back there?
Looked like Julian Campos to me.
Campos, Reese getting helped up. Yeah, number 54, Julian Campos making a big time play there. 4th down, and it looks like the Zebras are sending on the punt team.
I don't know. They might be just getting heavy. I think they're getting heavy right here.
Are they getting? Yeah, they are getting heavy. All right, now this is when you want to see Pennington break through a double block, get his hands back there and get a stop.
They're getting heavy under center maybe for the first time tonight. Just a little quarterback sneak. Just be careful they don't try and throw one over the top.
Yep, or
play
draw you
sound
offsides.
in the backside.
They're going to go with the QB. Yeah, I think he may have got it. We got flags. It may have been a false start. Nobody
false start or false start.
We're going to have a false start here on the Zebras. Back them up 5.
Same thing we saw with Mills is quarterback runs up and tries to get under really quick and then snap the ball, but not everybody's ready to go yet.
Not everybody's set. They're going to back them up 5, bring up 4th and 6.
I wonder if you see the punt now, but Let's see. The quarterback came off, so all right, here we go. Now we're
Here comes the punt team.
maybe because quarterback's in there.
No, they're just running on the.
Gonna go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big possession right here defensively.
Big time.
Get the ball on your side of the 40 again right here.
Yep. Your side of the
If you
25.
can get a stop.
He's going to roll out there. Now look for that sit route. They got it covered.
He's
Got
got
guys on there. He's going to throw it. Incomplete.
He caught it. Oh, we're going to get a roughing the passer, aren't we?
I hope not. He landed far out of bounds. We might. You got to let him go after he throws the ball. Pass was incomplete.
Or picked off possibly, but where that flag's at, a lot of times it's roughing the passer. Hopefully not.
Maybe a hold. Talking to the Senator sideline.
Or maybe it's after the play, maybe after the incompletion, which would be fine. We'd still get the ball if it was after the play. Let's see.
Okay.
Maybe. Ineligible downfield.
An eligible receiver downfield.
Oh.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer.
So those offset.
And we're going to repeat fourth down. All right.
I'll take it.
The Senators really got lucky there with the illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
Lineman can't go more than 3, or a receiver that was covered up ran downfield.
And that's always a weird rule, and, because ineligible downfield's a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Roughing the passer's a 15-yard penalty. But they just offset. You would think that the rule would be you just, however many yards it is, the difference, you give it to them. But no, you just replay the down. So that one definitely goes in your favor right now, in the Senators' favor. Tank Reese is over there cramping a little bit, I think. A little hamstring.
All right. They got one guy on the near side, 4 to the top. He's looking towards the top. He's got a guy over the middle, and he's not looking, and it's going to be intercepted. Evans Olamy again makes a move, get upfield, got some blockers. He's going towards that out-of-bounds sideline. Great job by the Senator defense. They're going to set up with the ball around the 31-yard line. Evans Olamy gets another interception, and we got a flag. Let's see what the flags are.
I don't know what, unless it's offsides. I don't know if we had anybody really up in press, but typically they'll check with the receiver or check with the ref. The Senators coaches don't look too concerned about it. But they're back in that quads formation, right?
Yep.
And we've talked about they've been 4 over 4 all night over there and have 2 guys for the single receiver. Well, this time they decide, hey, Evans, you're going to roll that way. We're going to have 5 over 4, and you're just going to kind of be a free man over there to run underneath the ball, and it worked perfectly, getting an extra hat over there, thinking they had the numbers.
Good job on the
a hold after the interception.
All right, that'll be fine. You'll take that. Just give us the ball.
And they've already backed us up, I think, so we'll start at the Pine Bluff 43-yard line.
Yep.
So
All
still
right.
on your side of the 50, even after the penalty. But a good adjustment right there to that quads formation by the Senators coaching staff and rolling that safety over there as a free man to, he can roll over there and watch everything happen.
Oh, yeah, great adjustment. So 1st and 10 from the 43. Grisham going to back up to throw the ball.
He's got Ashton on a wheel route, but had pressure early.
And all things considered, that's probably a good outcome for that play. He had pressure in his face and kind of threw it off his back foot.
Good coverage by number 3 for Pine Bluff. Tried to sneak Ashton out a little bit again on the wheel route, but number 3, I think the linebacker for Pine Bluff, did really good covering him. We talked about Ashton earlier in coverage. You see a linebacker that can run with a guy like that, that's special.
Oh, yeah. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 with about 6:10 to go in the third quarter.
Kanan Bell coming in for another receiver, going empty formation.
Looks like Bonner, Malik, and Griles to the top. Grisham looks to the near side, going to give it to Bell.
Oh,
Bell makes a great catch after he gets a big hit, but makes an even better catch. You're going to get about 5 on the play there. Great catch by Bell there. Nice having a conversation with the ref.
I think his knee pads are up. I wonder if, the whole knee pad thing, you got to cover your knees.
So 3rd and 5 here. 5:35 and counting. Grisham fakes, has to move in the pocket. He's got some legs. He's got a man open after the scramble, and it's going to be caught. Who is that, Brandon Grail?
No,
that's going to be Gabriel Bonner with the reception. That's going to be like another 37, 38-yard touchdown pass for Grisham there. He breaks the pocket, has a man, and it looked like the DB on that far side was watching the QB, and Bonner was able just to kind of run away from him.
Yeah, and we've seen that happen to our DBs a couple times this year. Quarterback starts to scramble, you get your eyes in the backfield, and you kind of get lost. And really good by Connor there again, working through the pocket. He had guys flying past him, good pocket presence, stepping up and then stepping out and letting that ball go on the run.
And Grisham looked like he's been doing that for quite a while on that play there, able to get the ball out. Beautiful pass. Beautiful kick by Tate here. It's going to be up and good. And with 5:26 to go until the fourth quarter, your score is going to be Senators 24, Zebras 13. And, man, the Senators came out of halftime with the adjustments. They're making the plays and really starting to get that momentum back on their side.
And I think you might have said it, but just wanted to make sure again. Had another Cornerstone home lending touchdown. If you did say it, we'll double up right there. If not, well, there we go.
Yeah, I don't think I said it. I get excited and forget to get those in there. And for any relentless performance training first downs we've had, we want to get those in as well. Thank you to our sponsors.
Didn't have one there again. We didn't get a first down on that possession. I don't know that Pine Bluff got one last possession either. So, we'll just mention you, because I know we've missed some, and we'll do our best to make up for it.
So, all right. Grisham with an outstanding rollout and throw there. Bonner with the reception for the touchdown. Tate on to kick off.
We talked about him coming back in and, fixing your mistakes. And Connor Grisham's 2 for 2 now on throwing touchdown passes this half. So, that's good. Good to see him come back and kind of get rolling a little bit. You can tell he's starting to feel it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And pocket presence, that comes with feeling comfortable. So after throwing that touchdown, last possession to Ashton, you get comfortable in there, and then you're able to move around and kind of play your game. So it's really good to see.
Tate coming up to kick off. Let's see him put it in the end zone again. Kind of a wobbler kick. That's going to bounce over his head and into the end zone anyways. So, all right, Tate puts it into the end zone, whether he was trying to or not. The Zebras are going to take over the ball at their own 20-yard line with 5:26 to go until the fourth quarter.
I think Tate kind of missed that one. He's not too excited about it, but, hey, man, it got in the end zone. You're good.
Yeah, I think he's just, after the missed field goal and the punt earlier, he's just even harder on himself now the rest of this game. That's all right. He's a very talented kid. Keep your head up. All right, now, is this a must-score drive for the Zebras?
It's a big one. It's a big one for them.
And I think if we get another stop here and we can score and start breaking this game open, I think we'll be all right. Looks like they're going to go back to that.
Well, they've only got 10 on the field.
Missing a receiver. Works in our favor. Nobody pointed out.
Here
he comes. You just had to point it out. 5 wide. They got 2 guys very far over here on the sideline. Surely the ball's – that's got to be a false start or something, and it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Going to be a false start, and that's what, my coach used to tell me. If you're going to false start like that, just go in motion and go somewhere. Don't.
And he kind of started to, but then he decided not to, yeah.
Don't just stop and then go, oh, crap. Just go in motion, go somewhere, and everybody else just do what they're doing.
And if you've watched any of the Sylvan Hills games this year, they do that because they send that motion pre-snap almost all the time.
Yep.
So if they don't snap it, just keep going.
Just keep going somewhere. 5 wide again. I don't think the ball's coming to the boundary on our side over here, judging by how far those guys are. And it looked like it was going to be QB power on the last play. Going to throw it to the far side. He's got an out route. Oh, Brandon almost jumped it. And I tell you, we're getting close to taking one of these to the house if we can intercept it.
Yeah, that's that. Because we're giving that cushion, but we're driving a lot quicker. That's just you hope they don't run that little out and up or hit the go route that's behind it where we're losing that safety. But they've been hitting it a lot, starting to bite on it a little bit more.
And it's going to bring up 2nd and 11 from about the 19-yard line. They're going to go with the trips to the far or to the near side here. Fake the snap. Look at the sideline. Their slot's got a lot of room. Malik at safety, I believe, is in coverage.
Quarterback draw, not this time.
Quarterback draw, and he's not going nowhere big. Micah Pennington getting his hands on him, driving him back. He may have got a yard or 2 on the play, if that. Good job by Micah and others.
Yeah, LaFonza Burrell coming in to help Fonz is coming up a little limp, like maybe rolled his ankle up a little bit. Every step he takes, it gets a little better, so that's one maybe you can walk it off or so.
May have got stepped on or something like that. Nothing too serious. I'll bring Malik Okene on the field at that defensive end spot.
We get our quads again, quads to the wide side of the field.
And that puts the linebackers at a really difficult spot because the guy in coverage has got to run in coverage, and then it looks like they're trying to run the QB right behind them. They're going to roll out. We got a guy, Malik, who just came in. And he just gets the ball away, and a great reception there. Number 2 is off to the races. Evans Olamy in pursuit. He gets away, and he may go to the house. He may, and he's going to go to the house. And see, now the Senators had a busted play go for a touchdown, and now the Zebras have a busted play go for a touchdown, about 80 yards there.
And he wasn't even looking to that side of the field until you get the pressure, and he has nowhere else to go, and he just tried, and he throws it.
A great catch and an even better run after catch there for the Zebras. It goes about 70 yards for a Cornerstone home lending touchdown. That'll bring your score to Senators 24, Zebras 19, pending the PAT with 3:54 to go in the third quarter.
I'm going to assume they go for 2 here to make it a 3-point game if they can get it.
All right. I was reluctant to call it a must-score drive, but they score anyways and make it a 5 or 4 point game. Or 3-point game, depending on what they do here. Way to get the ball away by that quarterback. Great throw. Great throw while getting tackled. Leads to a touchdown. They are going for 2.
Throw it up. Pick.
It's going to be intercepted. Oh. No, and he had a lot of room to return it if he could have stayed up. Is that Evans Olamy?
That's Evans. He missed that tackle on that last one. He comes up. He said, "Look, I couldn't prevent the touchdown, but I'm going to at least keep it for 5-point game."
Yeah, there you go, and that makes it keeps it a 2-possession football game here, going 3:54 until the fourth quarter. And I tell you, Evans Olamy, if he keeps his feet, I think he becomes a track star right there and takes it 100 yards to the house.
Yeah, now we just at least make them, have to score a touchdown to take the lead. They can't tie it up now.
All right, now you got a very dangerous Senator offense coming back on the field. Gresham really feeling it right now at that quarterback spot. Run game starting to pick up just a little bit more.
And being able to throw the ball like we have the past couple possessions, you think maybe that's going to open up some of these running lanes as well.
I believe that was number 2, Courtney Crutchfield, on the reception there for that touchdown for the Zebras. And that is a name that I know through the high school ranks, Courtney Crutchfield out of Pine Bluff. Outstanding catch, and then an even better run after the catch. Got a lot of speed over there.
So it showed some burners there.
Yeah. Not used to that happening to us.
No. Yeah, that's a big play, a big shot play that, momentum-wise, it messes with you a little bit. So hopefully offensively you can come back in and get it back.
It does keep it a 5-point game, so that is good. Another short little kickoff. This time it's going to go to Dotson, I believe. Dotson's got some speed. He does break up the middle, hit the outside, and be gone. Let's go, Dotson. He's got one man to outrun, and he won't. He's going to get tackled, and that's their running back making the tackle there. Dotson with an outstanding return, going to get all the way down to the Zebra 34-yard line, I believe. And I saw it opening up. I just get to the outside, makes a wonderful move, and he's off to the races.
Yeah, and you could tell from our previous kick returns that all their blocking's to the left here because Brandon Growell tried to get this way. Every time we've returned it, we've tried to get to the left, and Dotson's the first one that's able to get there to where his blocks are setting up, and then he's able to work his way and cut back and get a big return there.
This will make, the second or third possession inside the Zebra 40 to start the second half?
It's at least the third in a row.
Yeah, this is outstanding field position. Let's see if Grisham can put it in the end zone again. Going to switch into a power set. Let's see if they try and sneak somebody out again for another touchdown.
Little trips bunch over here. Might try and get the edge.
Going to try and run the ball, and a great tackle there. I believe that's number 57 for the Zebras, and I've been eyeing him all night. That is a big defensive lineman. That is a big guy, and it was 57.
Yeah, he just shoots the gap, and there's no no chance for Malik to even get going there. He didn't have time. They were trying to get the edge with that bunch set to the left. Just didn't have time to get anywhere.
So that's gonna drop him for about 6 yards there, 2nd and 16. Grisham takes the ball. Great. No, just as I said, great protection. He gets 57 again back there with the pressure, able to get to him. Grisham able to get rid of it and throw it away. And then that defensive line firing off right now. Going to bring up 3rd and 16.
Yeah, I mean, Grisham, initially he had a little bit of time, but then both of those edges kind of broke, and he's kind of getting sandwiched. He did really good getting the ball off close enough to a receiver that, wasn't grounding or anything, just stay alive and live another play.
Bring up 3rd and 16. Pine Bluff fans traveled very well on that far side. Going to go 5 wide. Grisham gets the snap. He's got a little time. He throws it over the middle. He's got Nichols wide open. I thought he dropped it and he didn't.
I think he had to catch it twice.
Nichols makes the catch up to about the 11-yard line. Outstanding throw by Grisham after being nailed last play, letting the ball go. Stands in the pocket and delivers a beautiful football down to the 11-yard line. That'll be a relentless performance training first down.
Great ball by Connor, and I'm with you. I thought Nichols dropped it. I don't know what happened, but
he catches it at that 11-yard line. Senators can get another first down if they need to. You give the handoff here right up the middle. Powering forward. He's able to fall forward. Was met about the line of scrimmage, able to fall forward.
gains 3, it looks like.
Is that Malik on the carry there?
Yeah, Malik. We got trash flying all over here now.
Yeah, they can tell the wind has started to pick up. That weather is getting closer.
And it's swirling.
Yep. Not what you want to see.
Not at all.
Especially for John Tate. All right, Grisham gets a snap. Going to be another run play. Malik's able to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage and has what is about another 3-yard gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Malik had a guy hit him 2 yards in the backfield, able to shrug it off and gain some positive yardage.
Malik comes off and Tank Reese comes on. Bonner and Nichols will be your outside receivers. We're going to go with a hockey switch here.
Power set again. Probably going to have Ashton and Brandon in the backfield, or Brandon and Chase in the backfield, however they're going to. Yep, Ashton and Brandon, or Brandon and Ashton, yep.
Let's see what we run here. Kind of that. You're going to take the snap. They're going to go with a trick play to Nichols. Nichols has the seam. Oh, my goodness. A huge hit. And I thought the helmet was a football. Nichols gets met in the hole. I think he got about a yard on the play there. My goodness, a huge hit. Nichols does have to come off the field because his helmet came off.
Brings up 4th and 1. That was that little, they've ran that a few times, especially against Mills, that little reverse type pass or run where they hand it to Nichols coming back. And he got met after gaining a couple yards there.
All right, so when they snap the ball, it's probably going to be under a minute to go until the 4th quarter. Grail gets the snap and he goes forward. It's going to be close depending on the spot.
He got spun and he stayed up as he was getting spun. Depends.
I think coming off that spin, he may have got it. It's going to depend.
It's right on the line.
Oh, man.
It's on the back side of the line. They'll probably bring the chains out to see.
And they will. 59 seconds left to go until the 4th quarter. This one's shaping up to be a wonderful 5A matchup football game.
From my eye on the far side of the field, it looks like the first down is on the front side of that hash and the ball's on the back side. So with being this far up, it kind of looks like it might end up a little bit short, but we'll see.
The good thing is if this is a turnover on downs, that puts the Zebras way far back.
Yeah, they're going to get it on the 1.
And it looks like he's going to be short. That's going to be a turnover on downs. The Zebras get the football. They are set up on the 1-yard line, maybe 2-yard line.
The ball was on the back side of the hash. We need it on the front side.
Yep, and that just comes down to the spot there of the ref. So, all right, the Zebras take over after a couple of big plays by the Senators. They got a little momentum after the touchdown on the last play.
having the ball down here on the 1, they got to go 99. Hopefully you can make some plays here. Last time we saw this, Pine Bluff came out in their heavy package. You would expect to see that again just to keep from losing yardage.
Wind has picked up. Looking at the flag over there, it's kind of blowing. They're going to be going against the wind, and the wind's blowing to their sideline. So against them and to their left. They'll probably set up in a power run set here on the goal line. Dietz comes on late for the Senators. He is going to take the snap and run it. We got players there, and he may have got back to the line of scrimmage. Late push may have gave him a yard.
He ends up getting to about the 4-yard line.
Going to get to the 4-yard line. Going to bring up second and about 8.
Looks like going to at least get one more play in the quarter off.
Shaping up for a great fourth quarter here in Little Rock. The DBs don't need to fall asleep right here and let another big play hit off. 15 on the play clock and counting.
Trying to get a call again. They've had some issues with getting calls. Down to 7 seconds now, and might have to use another timeout, or no, they're going to get it off.
He gets it off late, and he will drop back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle.
Good catch.
And Crutchfield makes a wonderful catch, and they're going to give him a relentless performance training first down.
Grau has great coverage right there. He's on top of him. It's just a good thrown ball in a good spot that's hard to cover and a good catch. It's going to be the end of the third.
All right, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with more Senator football on the PCSSD Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports.
And a house can be intimidating, whether it's your first house or your 10th house. And at Cornerstone, I feel like it's our job to kind of act as that offensive line for you. We want to help you get that ball to the end zone, so we're going to pave the way for you. And what we want to do is get you to the closing table on time with no stress, so you can do your own little touchdown dance, whatever that may be.
All right, and this is shaping up to be an outstanding fourth quarter of play here. The Zebras will have the ball on looks like about the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. We got a whole quarter of play. The wind picking up. They'll be throwing into the wind now, or with the wind, rather. Well, I say that. And the flag is kind of going around the entire pole out there as the wind's swirling.
It's just going in different directions. Depends on when you snap the ball.
Yeah. Every time I look at it, it's blowing a different way. And this is shaping up to be an outstanding fourth quarter of football here. And you like this because Pine Bluff showing a lot of fight, playing for something, playing for their playoff lives here. See if that defense can make a big time play here, get another stop. 5-point game, so a touchdown is needed to take the lead.
Looks like they're going to come back out and trips left.
You are going to have the trip set, like you said.
Checking with me, checking with the coach. 8 seconds on the play clock left. They're getting close again every time.
3, 2. Well, they get the snap off.
Hands it off to the running back.
It's going to be a running back. Oh. He does get to the outside, just misses him. He's pushing guys off of him, still up, stays up. And finally, Campos from his D-tackle spot comes all the way out and makes the tackle after he gets a gain of about 20, 30 yards on the run there, just bouncing off of guys.
Like we said, that's a big dude. It's hard to tackle, especially get him some space where he can maneuver a little bit and get that stiff arm working.
He's got a lot of speed for a big back, too. He was the guy that hawked down Dotson earlier on the kick return.
Mm-hmm.
Saved a touchdown. Comes off the field, gets a break for one play. And that is the first time tonight I believe they've been able to get the outside and get some run room.
I wonder why he got pushed out of bounds. That's right.
Yeah.
We're all just standing here and nothing's happening.
All right, getting very close to a delay of game again. Going to be another run play. Quarterback keeps it, and a great tackle there by Julian Campos again from his D-tackle spot, and I think you're going to get him right at the line of scrimmage, bring up 2nd and 10.
Been a pretty good game from Julian right so far in that he's kind of a hybrid D tackle. Depends who's in there. Sometimes he's at a D tackle like a 3 technique. Sometimes he moves out there to the edge, just depending upon the situation. But he's played pretty good at whatever spot he's been in tonight.
Making a case for that player of the game. All right. QB takes a snap, looking to the far side.
Trying to throw it deep.
And he's got plenty of room to take off and run.
That was kind of impressive from Tank Reese. Like, quarterback kind of juked him out a little bit, and he started to fall. But rather than just fall, Tank kind of extended his legs and dove backwards to get a hand on the quarterback and slow him down there.
Really saved 1 or 2 yards.
Yeah, I've never seen something like that.
Man, Tank just a freshman, too. I got to keep reminding myself that hopefully we get to watch him for the next 3 years on these broadcasts.
For third and about 4, getting some noise coming from your Senator fans up here, make it difficult for Pine Bluff to hear. Going back with their quads look. Nope, never mind. Running backs come back to the backfield.
I love it. Got a great crowd here for the Senators. Big third down play here for both teams. I thought there may have been a false start. They're going to throw it. A great catch by Crutchfield, and he's going to go get a relentless performance training first down. Outstanding catch there by Crutchfield.
Crutchfield looks like he may be a little slow to get up. The Senator tried to help him up afterwards, and he wasn't. I think he's a little injured. But number 4 there in coverage, Jamarcus Brown, and he was in good coverage. I think Crutchfield, put his feet in the ground and a real quick stop that just kind of got him a step off of him.
Man, just looking down at this Valonia Mills game real quick, and it is looks like they got a great game as well.
Yeah, Mills was up 28-40, but Valonia just took a little screen pass, 40 yards just about to make it a one-possession game again.
Make it 40-35, PAT pending. I believe that's the only other game on our networks that is still going.
I think everybody else is done. They all started early and they ran the ball a lot.
Yeah, especially Sylvan Hills. That game lasted probably an hour. What you got to hate for Greene County Tech coming all the way. Was that Jonesboro? You come all that way for an hour game.
The Crutchfield, number 2 for Pine Bluff's able to walk off under his own power, so that's good. I don't know.
Deal. May have just gotten twisted up, kind of.
But it brings up another first down for Pine Bluff. Did we say it? Did we say
I think we did. Relentless performance training first down.
And we said it again if we need to.
All right. 1st and 10 from just on the – no, it is the 44-yard line of the Senators here. QB going to keep. We got guys there. Micah Pennington, Dylan Hunt, and I believe, Tank Reese on the tackle there. Going to stop him after a gain of 1.
Yeah, they've done really good, especially this half, slowing down that quarterback run. Ever since we got to this half, he's maybe averaging a yard a carry. So that was one adjustment they've made to do well and slow down that running game.
All right. It's going to bring up 9, 10, and counting in this football game. Senators up 5, 24-19.
Bringing trips to this tight side.
2nd and 9 for the Zebras on the 43-yard line of the Senators.
Quads to this tight side. That, maybe throw a little bubble here or roll. Single receiver. Incomplete. Good coverage.
Great coverage. Gabriel Bonner, I believe.
Bonner, yep.
Great coverage. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
That's, Robinson coach is saying, look, Gabe, they go quads like that, we're going to put you on an island, let you work. We're going to trust you to do your job one-on-one, and he does it right there. That's a great ball by the quarterback, very catchable. But Bonner's able to get there, get his hand in there, and force an incompletion.
The DBs had to play a good game tonight, and so far they have. The one long pass play coming off really a great catch and a busted play for the quarterback, just lobs it up.
And you had a guy there.
Yep.
I just missed the tackle.
All right, it's a 3rd and 9. Senator fans coming alive. Quarterback's going to roll out. We got a guy. We had a guy there for the tackle. He's got a guy all alone, and he overthrows him. He overthrows him on 3rd down. He had a guy wide open down there in the end zone.
I don't know how that happened. Brandon Griles complaining to the ref like maybe he got held by number 22 or something. Luckily, it was incomplete, so it's not going to matter if there was a penalty there or not. But I would be interested to look back at that replay and see what happened with – because we had 3 D-backs over there covering, 2 guys, and they seemed to think it was something that the Pine Bluff receiver did to him that kept him from running with him.
Nonetheless, luckily it was overthrown. And the Zebras are throwing with the wind now. And that's going to bring up a big 4th and 9, and this is where you take the momentum if you're the Senators.
Going to go empty again.
Fans are up on their feet.
Play clock's at 15. Still figuring stuff out. 10.
QB takes the snap, drops back. We got pressure there. He throws it to the outside, and he's going to be very short of the 4th of the yard.
Hey, that's a penalty right there. Yep.
What'd he do?
Oh, he pointed it. He's going to call it both ways. Tank made the tackle and just kind of got off of him, and yeah, I don't know if he was saying something, but 11 comes up and pushes him after the play. Maybe Tank stepped over him, kind of like that, and because he pointed both ways, so I think it's going to go both ways after the play.
That'll still be our ball.
But 11, he pushed him after the play, so I guess as Tank got up, maybe he pushed him down as he got up and used him as leverage. They make it call it both ways, but
you see that happening a lot sometimes. Guys just trying to get up, don't really know what they're putting their hands on to get up.
Yeah,
it just happens to be the other player.
That's one of those that I don't think they call it either way if 11 doesn't get up and push him later. I think it stays clean. Yeah. But since he does get up and push him, they also – don't want to. They want to penalize both teams, both guys there, since they both did something. It's one of those where it's either going to be nobody or both.
Yep, nobody or everybody, and I kind of like that. Let them play, or just call it on both of them, offset it, give the ball to the Senators.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, out of all that, give the ball to the Senators. With 8:33 to go, your Senators will take back over on offense on the 35-yard line of the Zebras. We have 65 yards to go for a score. We'll see an 8-minute, 30-second, 65-yard drive. Let Tate redeem himself, kick a field goal, win it 27-19. We all go home for the Storm tip.
Yep, there you go. You're going to call it both ways. So it's just going to stay right at where it is. Like you said, the 35-yard line. Robinson Senators do keep possession because it was after the play. Looks like we got Ashton at the sniffer back, little pistol formation with Malik in the backfield with Grisham.
There's Grill in motion. Going to fake it.
Throw it to Grill after the motion.
See if he can make a move and get positive yards. Doesn't have to, just kind of beats number 24 out there to the outside for a gain of about 4 or 5, depending on where they spot him.
Looks like they got him about at 4 yards. It's good first down play right there, 4 yards. With 8 minutes, 26 seconds left on the clock, if you can get 4 yards at a time, get some time off of that clock, and then punch one in and go make it a 2-possession game again, that would be ideal. Run some clock and make it 2-possession game again.
Yeah, definitely. The one bad thing is, I believe he got out of bounds there, and that stops the clock.
You're right. Oh.
Now we got a bad stab. Luckily, it bounces right up to Grissom. He's able to get it to Grill again. Let's see if he can use the speed. He tries to cut it back inside, and he's going to lose about 5-4 on the play. They're going to give him back to the original line of scrimmage.
He loses the 4 that he gained,
Yep. And good job of Grisham there to keep his whereabouts. The ball bounced right back to him, and he just throws it away to Grill.
It was a little bit higher and over his shoulder than typical, and just wasn't ready for it to be all the way up there. But it's really good by him to pick it up and find a guy before he gets tackled.
Yeah, that could, what turned into a 5-yard loss could have been a 10 or 15-yard loss.
You snap the ball, you're going to get him with 15. Oh, it called a timeout.
Yeah, and the QB, or the Pine Bluff coach, ran into the ref over there trying to call the timeout. He stumbled a little bit. They do get the timeout called, though.
They had about 13 on the field.
All right, 7:45 to go in the game.
Pine Bluff is going to be down to 1 timeout left for the rest of the game, and it's with starting to tick off a little bit of time on the clock. That's something that may come to bite you later on. A few updates score-wise. Little Rock Christian ends up beating Greenwood 49-35. So Greenwood gets their first conference loss. Little Rock Catholic undefeated, 10-0 on the season, 6A East champs after a win tonight against Marion. So, a couple of big wins by Little Rock schools tonight. And what's that Valonia Mills game looking like?
Mills has the ball in the Valonia, the 18-yard line, up 40-35 with 2:44 left to go in the game in that one.
Mills can put another one in the end zone right here that might seal it for them.
And they do get a great run down to the 11-yard line.
All right, both teams coming back out to play this 3rd and 11 after the Pine Bluff timeout. Coming out, doubles formation. Malik back there to the left of Connor Grisham in the backfield. No safeties over the top here.
Take advantage of that. Grisham looks this way, and he's got a guy open, Brandon Grit, and he underthrew it, and I don't think he caught it. He didn't.
Bounced it.
Oh, man, he had a guy open and grill. If he catches that one the right way, may still be running. All right, a missed opportunity there, and we may punt the ball. We do.
Gonna bring Tate back out.
Man, that's one of those now, Senators throwing into the wind there, and that may have been what happened there.
Yeah, had a little post wheel route there. The outside guy ran the post. Inside guy, Gryle, ran the wheel route and just underthrew him a little bit. But with how they were playing it, I think he needed to underthrow him a little bit because he would have let him right into a defender, but just a little bit too much. And like you said, the wind might have caught that one because it's blowing hard against him right now. And you can see it with the punt.
Yeah, Tate had a good punt going there, and the wind just killed it.
That ball was flying good, but when you start seeing that weird, it started flying just sideways rather than straight, and that was not because of how he made contact. That was because of the wind. You get up there in that jet stream, I guess, a little bit, and get some wind pushing it.
All right, so 7:32 left to go in the game. Zebras down 5. They're going to take over the ball on their own 42-yard line.
And I said earlier there's no flags on top of the goalposts. I see them now. They're just kind of weathered away. There's not a whole lot left of them.
They're a little bitty, aren't they? Been up there a long time, probably.
Trips left here to the wide side. Number 5 for Pine Bluff's got his shoulder pad hanging. No, or is that his hair? Looked like a shoulder pad, but no, it's his hair coming out of his helmet.
A low snap. QB's going to keep it, and he's got room up the middle. Great tackle by Tank Reese there because their QB had a lot of room running up that middle.
He missed it in there. So 8 is back in at quarterback. So 8 was the quarterback. 4 had been in the past couple possessions, I believe.
They may run with 2 quarterbacks.
And for all I know, they've been switching back and forth, and I just hadn't paid attention because they look so similar body style.
Even including the running back, they're all the same build.
Yeah.
Which is an enormous backfield to have. Good for Pine Bluff. We'll take it again. QB riding him. He's going to pull it again, and this time we got guys there. Evans Olamy catches the flag that was coming in. Going to have a flag thrown.
Hands it right back to the ref. Evans, I think it's a hold, so you probably want him to throw that flag. Here, you don't need this.
I just caught that out the corner of my eye.
I saw him handing it back to him. And he dropped it in the spot of hold. So, Evans, make sure you give it back and tell him, go ahead and call that, Mr. Ref.
Coming over to talk to Coach Escola.
Wonder he's trying to decide, you could make it a 2nd and 14, or you could make it a 3rd and 4. Oh, chop block. Either way. Are chop blocks 15 or 10? They might.
I don't know.
Let's see how far we go.
They went 5. They went 10.
So they're 10.
Yeah,
So just like a hold, We'll make it 2nd and 14, I think.
It is. PA announcer confirms it.
Assuming he's right.
Yeah.
He's better at those numbers than we are, I bet. Trips left to this side again. It looks like they may like to run it with 8 a little bit more. Ever since we've noticed he's in there, he's ran it 2 times straight.
Yep. And drop back and pass this time. D-line gets some pressure. We're going to get him. Big number 53, Micah Pennington. Don't suplex him. There you go.
Let them blow the whistle.
Yeah, let them blow the whistle. Don't throw them over your shoulder. And that's going to be a big-time sack for number 53, Micah Pennington. This D-line the second half has really come alive and played a whole lot better this half.
That's really good by your edges, making him have to step up in the pocket, and then Micah doing his job and staying there and being ready for him to step up and just give him a big bear hug. Says, you ain't going nowhere, buddy.
Nope. Got his hands on him, and good on him to not try and pick him up and throw him back.
And Micah's, he's one of those kids, he's even keel all the time. You
Yep.
never really see him get too excited. Like he got up and he just kind of patted himself on the chest. He's like, all right, next play, next play.
Yep. He was like, that's cool, let me do it again. All right, looks like Mills did punch it in. They're up 13 over Bologna with 1 minute left in that game. All right. Campos with a big hit on third down, with a huge hit on third down. Campos coming through with a huge hit. QB did get the ball away, so it's not a sack.
Pine Bluff's asking for a personal foul. Campos did the same thing that we think Tank did.
Yep.
When he went to stand up, he kind of pushed up on the quarterback, but I think right after he did it, he kind of looked at the ref and was like remorseful. It's like, I didn't mean, I was just trying to get up. I wasn't. So they didn't throw anything, but Pine Bluff coaches are asking for it. And I get it.
Yep.
I get it, especially watching it. He definitely pushes down on him and it kind of slaps a little bit. So, like, I get what you're asking for. But
Yep. And I almost was like, it's going to be a flag. I almost said it. Yep. I thought they were going to throw it.
But I'll take the no
likely.
call as
Yes,
a Robinson fan.
Absolutely, 1,000%. We'll take the no call. All right. Looks like Pine Bluff's going to run on the punt team here.
We get a delay game, yep.
And a delay game. Love to see it.
Spent a little bit too much time complaining about the So it's going to back them up 4th and 21 now. They're still got the punt team out there, obviously. 5:30 left. This is where you really hope you can run the ball a little bit, chew some clock. Not trying to come after it anymore. We got Greil and Nichols back there to return like we typically have all year. Not a great punt there.
Punt, but it will take a zebra bounce and go out about the 41-yard line, 42. You have the 42-yard line, and that's where the Senators will take back over with 5:27 left to go in this ball game. Let's see if we can either run the clock out or punch it in for a score and put this one away.
Here's drums out there getting into it. The Senator band's getting into it over there. And this is crunch time right here. 5:27 left in the game. Going for the undefeated conference season.
This will be Coach Escola's second season with a one-loss season. Regular season.
We know what happened last time he had a one-loss regular season.
Yeah, went 14-1. Almost had a natty, but got a state championship. See if he can repeat in 5A. Grisham takes a snap, hands it to Okene. Oh, very close to a.
Yeah, he got him around the shoulder pads. I think from far it looks like a face mask, but he just got his hands up there on the shoulder pad area and just spun him around a little bit.
Yeah, you're able to see because the shoulders turn, not just the head. So
Yep.
He was able to get 1 yard on that, bring up 2nd and 9. Five minutes and counting on the game.
I was wondering. Zebra just ran to the other side. He found it. He saw his towel. He's like, I can go get it real quick. They're not doing nothing. Well, now you don't know what to do with it. You can't get it. You better figure something out. They're about to snap the ball.
All right, 2nd and 9.
Malik behind Grisham. Taking time now. They're starting to chew it a little bit, which I love.
Yeah, way to be poised. All of this.
Oh, whoa.
You saw it and I saw it.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
Okene with a huge run.
27 down here. He flinched. We both saw it, but that ref, he gave him.
Oh, man. He's talking to him now. Hey, don't do that.
He said, look, man, that's the one time I'm going to give you. You do it again, I'm going to have to throw it.
And it wasn't. You can't even say it wasn't a big flinch, but.
It was enough for one. They could have definitely. Well, now there's a.
Yeah, we got a holding. So now you wish it was a false start.
And that holding was right at the line of scrimmage, too. So, yeah, I'll take the 5 yards.
Yeah, back him up 10. We thought we got away with it. Nope, they doubled it. Carmen came back and got us there. That's going to bring up second and
19.
4:23 and counting, or 4:23 to go, rather. It's not moving. Clock's not moving.
Now it is.
Now it will be.
So we can get another 20 seconds off. Do it to 3 minutes if we wait under 4 minutes.
I will say, as a former offensive lineman, I wish we'd wait a little bit before we send the lineman down there to get in the stance.
Don't let them put those hands in the ground until you're snapping the ball.
Grisham keeps the ball up the middle for a gain of about 2 there. Should be able to get the clock down to almost 3 minutes to go in the game.
I wonder what they're going to try and drop back and throw it here. They're going to trust their defense because they can get it almost under 3 minutes.
Setting up for an interesting last 3 minutes here. Especially if we can't get a first down here. We get a first down, we should be able to salt the clock away and win the game. You got to punt back to the Zebras. You know they're feeling pretty good over there on that sideline right now.
Probably going to snap the ball with about right above 3:10 left on the clock.
Gets it away. Grisham back to pass, and he's got a man over here, Brandon Grail. And he makes the reception, stays in bounds.
He stepped out, but he got the first down.
He's going to get a relentless performance training first down, and that's were you about to say it? That was the play?
That was the post wheel that he underthrew last time. Yeah, 100%. Ran the post with, I think, Gabe Bonner, and then a wheel with Grill, and he just put that ball on the money this time.
Outstanding throw on 3rd and long when you need it most by Grisham to Grail.
And we've said it about Connor multiple times already, coming back from a mistake. And underthrow, that's not a terrible mistake, right? But it's the same play that I threw a bad ball on last time. Coming back, being poised, and throwing the ball in a perfect spot to Brandon. Brandon, he was kind of surprised it landed right on him. You could kind of tell he wasn't expecting it right there, exactly where it was supposed to be, because that's a hard ball to throw.
And I think if he catches that and knows exactly where he is on the field, he may have scored there.
That's what you call dropping it in the bucket.
Now we're going to run it with Okanane. He's got some room up the middle. Can't stay on his feet, but I think he got another. Yes, he did. Another relentless performance training first down for Malik Okanane there.
The clock's under 3 minutes now.
Clock under 3 minutes and counting. They're going to say it was a yard short, which is okay. That keeps the clock moving.
Keeps the clock moving, and then we can get a first down a little easier this time and maybe get an extra. If you can get a first down on this play, you get an extra play out of it. That's another 40 seconds you can tick off the clock.
We're going to wait. Going to bring it down close to 2 minutes to go in this game.
About 2:15 or so left on the clock when they snap it.
Going to snap it again. Give it to Okanane again. I think he's going to go get the first down this time.
He's at least close. The spot may be short.
They gave him a half yard there.
And he needed 1, so another half yard left.
That'll be all right. Clock is now going under 2 minutes and left to go in the game. Your Senators lead it 24-19 with the ball, 3rd and short.
Before the next snap will be at about 1:15, which is big. Even if you don't score right here, again, they got 1 timeout left.
Really puts it in which here you're in Tate's range, kicking against the wind though, but go up by 8. Let's put it in the end zone. We got the Grail package in. Eamon Ashton in the backfield, waiting. 15 to go on the play clock.
I'm going to snap it with about, again, 1:15 on the clock again. Whoa, they just added 8 seconds to the play clock. Oh, no. And then it went down to 3. Luckily, they were ready to snap the ball. I don't know.
Brandon Grail still up and moving, gaining yards, and he's going to get down close to the 10-yard line. An outstanding run there by Brandon Grail. He's going to get the relentless performance training first down. You can feel it here in Senator Stadium. Going to come away with a win.
I don't know what just happened with the play clock. It was down at about 8. It went to like 13, and then back to 3. But 45 seconds on the clock, 30 seconds on the play clock. We can get it down to, might just go victory right here. And if you snap it now, that's ball game. It's under 40. Looks like we're going to take a knee and
get out of here. And again, the clock clock running because we're running. We didn't get the first down, so the clock continued to run, which is rather good we didn't get those first downs. It kept the clock running.
Yeah, you can go ahead and snap it any time now.
Yep. Take a knee. Let's get out of here. And he will take a knee.
All right.
All right, and that'll do it for this ball game. Stay tuned for a rather quick. You hear the fireworks going off in the back. Stay tuned for the post-game show where we'll announce player of the game, go over some scores very quickly. We're going to try and get out of here before the weather. Outstanding game by the Pine Bluff Zebras and outstanding game by the Robinson Senators. We're going to hit a quick break. All right, so welcome back to the post-game show. Again, no 2-minute warning in high school. So we're going to go into the players of the game real quick.
Whoa. They call. Okay, yep. We weren't even looking. Pine Bluff looks like I think they called their last timeout with 11 seconds left on the clock. So we're going to have to take one more knee.
They use that final timeout. Game ain't over, 11 seconds. And I'll tell you what, this is when something crazy happens in a ball game.
They're hoping for a bad snap and a fumble.
This is when something crazy can happen in a ball game.
So let's snap the ball one more time in victory formation again with Grisham. Got to take one more knee, and that should do it. Good snap, good knee, and we'll be out of here.
There we go. Take a knee. And, again, the clock runs. No 2-minute warning in high school. The clock continues to run until there's a first down or out of bounds.
So now that's going to end it for
That'll
you.
do it for the game, and we're just going to go right into the post-game show here. No need to take a break. All right, so the Senators are going to get the win. They're going to finish the season 9-1 with a win 24-19 over the Pine Bluff Zebras. Very hard-fought game. Game could have gone either way at any point in this ball game. Zebras traveled well, played well. First half was kind of sloppy. Played very good in the second half. And who you got for your player of the game?
Man, I'm going to go – I'll go ahead and – I think we're going to do an offensive and a defensive. I'm going to go defensive. I'm going to give Julian Campos. Especially in that second half, he really came through in the middle there, off the edge, whatever he was asked to do defensively, able to slow down their run. And once we were able to stop that run, it made it a lot easier on defense when they did have to pass.
And I'm going to go with the offensive player of the game. We're going to give it to quarterback Connor Grisham coming in. He didn't have the first half he may have wanted, but he comes back in the second half and just throws some bombs for a touchdown. And we're going to go with the double player of the game there. Congrats to Julian Campos and Connor Grisham.
Yeah, you definitely want to point out Connor right there coming in as the backup quarterback all year. Quentin, is out for the game. Connor really steps up, like you said, especially in that second half, and is able to come through for his team.
All right, are we going to go over the scores real quick from the rest of the
there's not a whole lot on here that we already said Sylvan Hills game.
Yep.
Sylvan Hills ended up beating Greene County Tech. I don't see it. I don't know where the Maumelle is. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll pull up the Maumelle. You had the Valonia game, right?
I will look at the Valonia game. I believe Mills ended up winning 48-35. Look up that real quick.
Looks like, and while he's looking, the Maumelle game, there's 25 seconds left. BB has the ball up 29-22, so that one's getting ready to end, but it's pretty close. BB's going to run the ball. And that might do it. They might have got the first down. So it looks like it may end up 22-29, BB over Maumelle.
And Mills did end up winning 48-35. So give a quick shout-out to our sponsors real quick. Alicia Colvin over at Relentless Performance Training. Hit her up at 501-517-9972. Relentless Performance Training helps athletes achieve their optimal performance with everything they need to build the best strength, agility, and conditioning with heavy focus on injury prevention, performance psychology, flexibility, and more. And again, our touchdown sponsor, Dio Vanucci over at Cornerstone Home Lending. Reach him at 501-303-4050 or text Dio to 36260. And Akel's Carpet One for the halftime show. Huge thank you to our sponsors. And with that, this is Chris Goodman for Tyler Chenault on the Robinson Sports Network, brought to you by PCSSD Sports Network on the Natural State Sports Network.
Yeah, all the networks.
I think that's all of them, all the networks.